know, Gomer, I still just can't get that picture out of my mind. It was one of the most haunting love stories I think I ever saw.
It sure was. Boy, that Sandra D can really bring tears to your eyes.
I want to thank you again.
For what?
Well, for taking me to see it. I know that actually you prefer monster pictures and you were just going along to make me happy.
Oh, no, Luann. Fact is, a lot of the monster pictures have romance in them. You take King Kong, that had a lot of love in it.
It did?
Yeah, don't you remember when King Kong was terrorizing all of New York City? He had this real tender feeling for Fay Ray. Why, when he'd hold her up in his hand, you could just see the gentle look in his eye.
That's right. She was the only one that he liked.
It was ill-fated, though. I mean, a 100-foot gorilla and a 5-foot girl. It never would have worked out. Oh, looks like he got something here.
My goodness, it's a telegram. Oh, Gomer, the most wonderful news.
What is it?
Well, it's from my daddy. He's coming to visit me. Why, he'll be here tomorrow.
Well, that is a nice surprise, Luann.
It's been such a long time since I've seen him. I can't believe it. He's actually going to be here. Oh, Gomer, you've just got to come to dinner.
Well, thank you, Luann. I really am looking forward to meeting him. Listen, I better go. You probably got a million things to do.
That's right. He didn't give me much time, did he? Oh, Gomer, thank you for such a lovely evening.
Thank you. Golly. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, Luann. Good night.
Gomer?
Yeah?
Whatever you do, don't let Daddy frighten you.
Frighten me?
He's a very strong-willed person and set in his ways, and if he doesn't like something, he just roars like a lion. But inside, he's really just as gentle as a little lamb.
Well, if he's your daddy, I'm sure he is.
Oh, he's gonna like you, Gomer. I just know he is.
Well, I sure hope so. Well, good night, Luann. See you tomorrow.
Come here to Daddy, give me some sugar.
You just look wonderful. I was so surprised when I got that telegram yesterday.
Well, I said to myself, it's about time I saw my little girl, so I took a couple of days off. Business can get along without me.
Oh, Daddy, I'm so glad you did. It's been too long.
Well, come here. Let me look at you.
Oh, Daddy.
Just what I thought. You are wasting away.
Wasting away.
Wasting away to skin and bones. What's the matter? What have you been doing to yourself? Don't you eat anything anymore?
Oh, Daddy, I may have lost a pound or two since I left home, but that's all. Well, you know I never was a heavy one to begin with.
Well, you look much better back home. There you had a bloom to you. Now look at you. You're all skinny and pale. Oh, I know you should have never come to the city. It's the air pollution.
I feel fine, Daddy. Honest, I do.
Oh, how can you live in a city with this air pollution? Now, back home in Turtle Creek, the air's fresh and clean and unpolluted.
I know, Daddy, but, well, how do you like my apartment?
Well, it's, okay, I guess. Sure had a much better room back home. There you had 3 big wide windows and a view that...
Daddy.
Okay, I'll shut my big mouth.
Well, come on. Let's not talk about me. I want to hear all about you. By the way, you just look marvelous.
Well, I've been keeping in shape playing touch football with, Monroe.
Oh.
He's still quite a fullback. Solid as he ever was. And he's a fine boy. A fine boy.
I know. Monroe always was very nice.
Then why in the name of heaven did you leave him standing at the altar? The star of the Carolina Aggies football team.
Daddy?
Right now, you could have been Mrs. Monroe Eford, living in a fine house high on a hill instead of in a dingy room in a city that's filled with air pollution.
Daddy, I didn't marry Monroe for a simple reason. I didn't love him.
Love? Love is just a matter of getting used to a person.
Well, that's not the kind of love I'm looking for.
Oh. This Gomer Pyle you've been writing home about? Is that the kind of love you're looking for?
So far, he's the only man that interests me, and I don't mind being considered his steady. Daddy, you're going to meet him in a little while. He's coming to have dinner with us. And I just know you're going to be crazy about him. Why, he's the nicest person I've ever known. Here's a picture of him. Ain't he handsome?
kind of weaselly. I think the air pollution got to him, too.
That's Gomer. Daddy, please, promise you'll be nice.
Hey, Luann.
Well, hi, Gomer. Goodness, what you got there?
These are for you.
Thank you. They're beautiful. Come on in. I want you to meet my daddy. Daddy, this is Gomer. Gomer, this is my daddy.
It's an honor to meet you, sir. Luann's told me a lot about you.
Aren't these lovely, Daddy? Well, I could have sworn they were real. Where'd you buy them, Gomer?
Oh, I didn't buy them. I made them myself.
You made them?
You make flowers?
Well, it was really my first try all by myself. The only other time was when Miss Freiberger taught me. That was during recess of my rug hooking class.
Rug hooking class?
Yes, sir. I used to go on Sunday afternoons. There's nothing like it for relaxing and forgetting the cares of the day. Not to mention the pretty rugs you end up with.
Well, you certainly are the handy one, Gomer. These are just precious. Why don't you two go ahead and get acquainted while I go find a vase for these?
Well, how was your trip, Mr. Poovie?
Fine.
Smooth flight, was it?
Yeah, smooth.
How's everything back in North Carolina?
Fine. You hook rugs?
I haven't really made any since I quit going to class, but if somebody comes up to me and says, Gomer Pyle hooked me a rug, I'll know how.
These are just beautiful, Gomer. Just the right touch. I took the liberty of fixing you gentlemen a drink. Bourbon with just a splash of granite water, if I remember correctly.
You remember correctly.
And a root beer for you.
Well, golly, thank you kindly, Luann.
Root beer?
Yes, sir. Sometimes, though, I like to drink something harder. You know what my favorite hard drink is? Quinine water with a lime. Boy, that really has a kick to it. Well, cheers.
What did you do back home in Mayberry, Pyle?
I worked at a filling station.
Oh, your own gas station, was it?
Oh, no, sir, it was Wally's. That was the name of it, Wally's Gas Station. I was just one of the help.
Oh.
It was a real fine station. Imagine I'll go back to work there after I finish my hitch.
Back to the same job you had? Well, don't you want to improve yourself, move up in the world, become an executive?
Well, I'm afraid I'm not the executive type. And I'm ashamed to say I hadn't had that much education. I never did go to college.
Well, didn't you ever have any ambition to go? Maybe to play on a team? Win a letter?
Well, not everyone can go to college, Daddy, and not everyone can win a letter. Besides, working in a gas station is a very respectable occupation. If it weren't for our gas station attendants, America's cars couldn't run.
Boy, you sure have a way with words, Luann. You know that.
I'll start clearing the table now and get us some more coffee.
Well, I'll help you.
Oh, no, Gomer, you don't have to.
I'm used to it. I do KP all the time.
Well, Daddy, will you excuse us for a few minutes?
Sure. Take your time. Operator, I want to place a person-to-person call to Turtle Creek, North Carolina. The number there is KL47451. And I want to speak to Mr. Monroe Eford. Yeah, the number here is 555-3427. And hurry, please, operator. Yeah. Monroe? Yeah, this is your old touch football partner. Yeah, I'm in her place right now. Now, listen, I haven't got much time to talk. I just want to ask you one question. You still really care for my girl? Good. Then I'll tell you what you do. You grab the first plane out of there and you get here as fast as you can. To rope her and take her back, that's why. Because, man, you ain't got no competition at all. None at all. I just met this here Gomer Pyle, and he's nothing but a mouse. All you got to do is flick him aside. Listen, I can't talk anymore. You just get out here as quick as you can. You hear?
Oh, is everything all right, Daddy?
Oh, everything's fine. Just fine.
Could you get that, Daddy? It's Gomer. I'll be out in a minute.
All right. Hi, J.R. Come on in here. Let's get... Oh, shh. Luann's just finished dressing. That boyfriend of hers will be here in just a minute.
What's he coming for?
Because I invited him. Oh, don't you see? When Louise has a chance to compare the two of you side by side, she'll come to her senses and realize what she threw away.
Yeah. Hey, you're shrewd, JR, shrewd.
Evening, Gomer. I'm sorry, I'm... Monroe!
Hi, Luann.
Ain't this a surprise, gal? You could have knocked me over with a feather when I saw him standing at the door.
Well, it most certainly is a surprise, to say the least. What are you doing way out here in California all of a sudden?
Well, I got this call from, to come to this feed convention. That's what I come to town for, a big feed convention. And naturally, I couldn't pass through without stopping off to say hello. So, hello, Luann. Sure nice to see you again.
Ain't this something, honey? Monroe and I being in town at the same time.
Yes.
Oh, these are for you.
Thank you. That's Gomer.
Hey, Luann.
Hey, Gomer, come on in.
Oh, I didn't know you already had flowers.
Well, we have unexpected company.
Oh.
This is Monroe Eford. He just happened to drop in all the way from Turtle Creek.
Well, hey, Monroe Eford, the one you almost...
That's right.
I do.
You going to stay for dinner, aren't you, boy?
Well, now, sir, if I'm not intruding,
Oh, nonsense. I insist. Now, don't we, Luann?
Of course. I guess I better put these in some water.
Oh, well, might as well take mine, too.
Yeah, you can feed those to those.
Yeah, the folks back home sure miss you, Luann. Well, every time I walk into the country club, they always ask me if I've heard from you.
Well, that's very sweet, I'm sure.
If you were back home right now, you'd be the belle of the ball. Monroe here could really show you a time. He's very popular at the country clubs. Got the run of the whole place. Did you ever belong to a country club back home, Pyle?
No, sir. But whenever I used to go over to Mount Pilot, I used to always drop by the YMCA. They had everything there. Ping pong and shuffleboard and hot showers. And every other Friday night, they used to show nature slides.
Well, if nobody wants any more dessert or coffee, shall we all retire to the living room?
It's a good idea, girl. I could do it with a little stretching.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't know about you. I'm so full, I feel like a stuffed turkey.
Hey, you need a workout. Gee,
By the way, Pyle, did you ever have the chance to see Monroe when he was All-American with the Carolina Aggies?
No, sir, I'm sorry to say I didn't.
Well, you really missed a treat. He was the best fullback they ever had. Ain't that right, boy?
Yeah, I guess it was.
Boy, when they were down on the 5-yard line and they needed a touchdown, Monroe was the player they called for. Hey, ha! He! Ha! Touchdown! Oh, man, he was really something. He made mincemeat out of that defensive line.
Daddy, I don't really think that Gomer's very interested in Monroe's football playing.
Oh, yeah, Luann. It's a real honor to meet an All-American in person.
Well, besides being All-American, he was a star weightlifter, too. Strong as a bull, that boy. Hey, Monroe, show him how easy it is for you to lift that chair without even straining yourself. Go ahead.
Daddy?
They don't want to see that.
Oh, go ahead. Go on.
Well, all right.
Oh, will you look at that? How he handles it, light as a feather. Oh, man, you are something else. Did you ever go in for athletics, son?
No, sir, not too much.
Well, not everybody's cut out for sports. They can be good at other things. You know what Pyle is good at? He makes beautiful paper flowers.
Daddy, can you give me a hand in the kitchen, please?
I'll help you, Luann.
I want Daddy to. All right, now, Daddy, you just cut that out.
What in the world are you talking
You know
about?
perfectly well what I'm talking about. The way you've been treating Gomer all evening. Making all those unfair comparisons. Oh, Monroe is so all-fired wonderful, and Gomer's just a nobody.
Well, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but that's about the size of it. All you got to do is take a look at them side by side, and you can see for yourself.
All I can see is a lot of meddling. Now, you called Monroe and told him to come out here, didn't you?
Whatever gave you that idea?
Come on, Daddy, I'm not a child any longer. I know there's no feed convention.
Well, doggone it, Luann. I was only trying to do it for your own good. Is it what you want to be stuck with the rest of your life in there, a jellyfish?
And I think that is my decision to make. Gomer may not be a big football star and drive a fancy car, and he may not belong to the country club, but he is the one I want.
He may be the one you want, but I'm not so sure that you're the one he wants.
What do you mean?
Well, it doesn't seem to me he's too upset about Monroe being here. Seems to me if a fellow really cared for a gal, he wouldn't stand there and take it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go back to our company.
Well, good night, Luann, and thanks for a wonderful dinner.
Yeah, Luann, it was delicious.
Goodbye, Monroe. And it was nice to see you again after all this time. You be sure and say hello to everybody back home now.
Well, you don't have to say goodbye just yet. I'm going to be in town a couple more days.
You are?
Yeah, that's right. And I got to thinking, since he's going to be here for such a quick visit, wouldn't it be nice if the two of you could catch dinner and a show tomorrow night?
Daddy.
Oh, for old time's sake. There's a good double bill showing at the theater right down the street.
Oh, no.
What?
I mean, well, that's the Bijou, and Luann and me have already seen that picture. But Thunder in the West, it's playing over at the Bay City, and Luann hadn't seen that.
But, Gomer, well, we have a date for tomorrow night.
Oh, well, you and Monroe are old friends, and it's only right you spend an evening together.
Well, I think that's downright friendly. Don't you, Luann?
Yes.
Well, fine then. I'll pick you up about 7, okay?
Well, since I'm suddenly so available, why not?
Hey, you two.
Well, hey, Gomer. Were you waiting here for us?
No, I just came in to get a soda.
Oh.
How did you like the movie?
Oh, we enjoyed it real fine, didn't we, Luann?
Well, that's nice. I heard it was a good picture.
Gomer, isn't there something more you want to say?
No, that's all I heard, that it was good. Well, I guess I better be getting back. My soda's getting flat.
Don't you want to join us?
Oh, no. I don't want to disturb you. Well, hearty appetite.
Monroe, on second thought, I'm really not very hungry at all. Why don't we go someplace and dance, like we used to back home?
Hey, you got yourself a deal, honey. We always were partial to soft lights and sweet music, weren't we? Come on, let's not waste a minute.
No, let's not.
Hello? Luann? It's me.
Well, hello, Gomer.
I was just calling about tonight. I wanted to know what time you'd like me to pick you up.
Tonight? Well, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I won't be able to make it.
But we had a date to go bowling. Has something else come up?
As a matter of fact, something has. I'm right in the middle of packing.
Packing?
Yes, I'm going back to Turtle Creek tonight with Daddy and Monroe.
You mean for a visit?
No, I'm going home to stay.
Stay? Well, golly, Luann. Well, ain't this kind of sudden? I mean, just picking up and leaving without so much as...
If you'll excuse me, I've got a million things to do. Goodbye, and thanks for everything. It's been nice knowing you, Gomer.
No, Luann. It's all for the best. You know that. I hated to do it to you this way, but I knew from the first time I set eyes on him he was nothing but a mouse. I just had to prove it to you. You saw how he was. Wasn't even man enough to put up a fight for you. It's a good thing you found out about it right now.
Hey, Mr. Poovie. I came to see Luann.
Oh?
Luann, can I talk to you a minute? Alone? Luann, can I ask you just one question? Why?
I have nothing to keep me here any longer, or nobody. At least, nobody who cares.
Golly, Luann, I care.
Oh?
My heart just sank when you said you was going back home.
Well, then why didn't you say something or do something?
Well, I thought maybe you was beginning to feel for Monroe like you once did, and maybe you'd like to go back to that nice life you had back home, having lots of friends and going to the country club. I could never give you anything like that.
Did I ever say I wanted that kind of life? Or did I ever say that I had any feelings for Monroe? Which I don't.
Well, then, for goodness sakes, why are you going?
'Cause I haven't heard you say, don't go.
Don't go.
Say it again.
Don't go, please.
That's all I wanted to hear. I'll go tell Daddy.
Wait a minute, Luann. If I'm the reason that you're going to be staying, then I expect I ought to be the one that ought to tell him.
All right.
Mr. Poovie? Mr. Poovie, sir?
Yeah, boy?
Mr. Poovie, sir? Luann's not going home with you. She's going to stay here.
Who says?
She says, and, well, I'd like her to.
You?
Yes, sir, me. Mr. Poovie, I hadn't had a chance to tell you how I feel about your daughter. Well, maybe Luann don't even know how I feel about her. So now's as good a time as any to tell you that as long as she stays here, I'm going to see that I provide her with the best kind of company. Maybe I can't take her to a country club dance in a fancy car. Best I can probably do is a movie and dinner at the Bluebird Cafe. But we really enjoy being with each other. And, well, all I can tell you is that you don't have to worry, 'cause as long as I'm around, she'll be well protected. Well, doggone it, Mr. Poovie, what I'm trying to say is that I love your daughter.
Oh, well, what did you say?
I said I loved his daughter.
Well, we all ready to leave? I got a cab waiting.
Monroe, I'm beginning to think you just lost the ball by a fumble.
What?
I don't think Luann's going home with us.
What is this, some kind of joke? Come on, Luann.
I don't think you heard Mr. Poovie, Monroe. Luann's staying here.
Huh? Well, but I thought...
Never mind, just get my suitcase, will you, son? Bye, honey. Bye, son. We should have talked up sooner. Could have saved Monroe here a trip.
What's this all about, J.R.? You still having
Never mind, just get my suitcase. It's a long story. I'll tell you about it on the way to
What's
the
going
airport.
on around here? I'm not just all over again.
I'll take your bag back to your room for you. Wow, Luann, you wasn't even planning to go. Hey, Luann.
Hey, Gomer.
These are for you.
More flowers. Gomer Pyle, you're gonna spoil me. I'll go put these in some water, and then I'll be right back.
No rush. We got plenty of time.
Oh, my goodness, Gomer. Well, what happened?
I was trying to lift up the chair like...
Lovely, isn't it?
Sure is. $70, huh?
Yes. And that includes the tax.
Well, okay. But I'll have to come back for it. I don't have all the money with me right now.
All right.
Don't worry, I won't be long.
$70? That's a pretty expensive present.
Look, I've known Bunny a lot of years. I can't be chintzy on her birthday. Besides, I got a lot of class, boy. And a lot of pride.
And no money.
Don't worry, I'll get it.
Easier said than done.
As long as I got buddies, I can always borrow. All I gotta do is... Hey, here comes Haskell. I bet you'll come up with what I need. Hiya, Haskell, old buddy.
Not a penny, Vince, not a penny.
Who needs him? I got lots of friends on this base, boy, lots of friends. What kind of friend are you? Look, Slotnick, last month when you needed $20, I gave it to you just like that. No questions asked, no strings attached. I gave it to you out of the goodness of my heart. And now when I... Huh? Same to you, fella.
Look, if you're so desperate for money, why don't you dig into your savings account?
What savings account?
You mean to tell me that after all these years you don't have something put away?
Yeah, I got a lot of expenses, Boyle. Like taking care of my mother, paying off a mortgage. Just last month I bought her a new septic tank. Yeah, Pyle, what do you want?
Excuse me, Sergeant. I don't mean to interrupt you, but you assigned me the extra cleaning duty, remember?
Oh, okay, get on it. Hey, we still haven't tried Hacker.
Hacker, you're kidding.
Give me Sergeant Hacker. He's in the mess hall. I know we don't get along, but I can handle him. All it takes is a little smooth talk. Charlie? Vince? How things down at the mess hall, buddy? Hello? Hello?
Strike 3 and you're out.
This watch is something I gotta get for Bunny. It's the perfect birthday present.
Excuse me, Sergeant. Did you say it was Miss Bunny's birthday?
Yeah, today.
Well, ain't that nice? Be sure and wish her many happy returns of the day for me.
Yeah.
Look, Sarge, if you don't have the money to buy her a watch, why don't you give her some flowers or something? It's really the thought that counts.
No, Boyle. With me, it's first class or nothing.
Sergeant Carter?
Pyle, I thought you were supposed to be cleaning up.
I'm sorry, Sergeant, but I couldn't help overhearing you. Did you say you don't have any money to buy Miss Bunny a birthday present?
Yeah, but it doesn't concern you.
Well, I can lend you what you need.
Pyle, what's the matter with you? You've been in the Marine Corps long enough to know that a non-com can't borrow money from anybody of a lower rank. I could be court-martialed.
That's right, I forgot. It's a shame, though, because I got some money I could lend you.
Yeah, well, forget it.
I could go over right now and get it out of my savings.
I said forget it.
Yes, sir. I've even got some cash on me this minute. It ain't much, but it might help out.
Pyle.
I know it's against regulations. Sergeant, what if I was to accidentally leave the money on your desk and you was to accidentally find it?
Pyle, stop it.
Yes, sir.
How much money are you talking about? No, forget it.
Well, I guess you just have to forget about the watch.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, I can understand what happens when you pick up a paper and read about one of them crimes of passion. A guy can get so desperate for something that all of a sudden something in his brain snaps and pow! You can't get what you want one way, so you try another. You know what you're doing is wrong, but you do it anyway.
Oh.
Pyle, you're supposed to be working.
Terrible.
Oh, hello, Sergeant.
Hi. I'm back, just like I said.
Good.
I'm afraid I wasn't able to come up with the whole $70.
Oh, that's all right. You can purchase this on our layaway plan. $14 down, you got 6 months to pay off the balance.
Well, I got a counter offer. How about nothing down?
Come on now, Sergeant.
Just until payday, and then I'll give you the whole thing. No 6 months to pay.
Well, we have to have some sort of down payment as a binder. Even $1 would do it.
You mean for $1 down, I can take it with me?
Well, no, but we'd put it aside for you.
But I gotta have it tonight. I'll pay you the whole thing in a few days. Come on. It's my girlfriend's birthday.
Well,
Please?
well, it's highly irregular, Sergeant, and I shouldn't be doing this.
Ah, you're a peach. That's $1, huh?
Uh-huh.
Can you lend me 7 cents?
Sergeant, if you'll just sign this payment receipt and fill in your outfit and commanding officer's name.
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I gift wrap this for you?
Huh? Oh, no. I'll take it just like it is. I'm gonna give it to my girlfriend during dinner tonight. I'm gonna hide it in her salad. Romantic-like.
Oh, that sounds very nice.
I mean, you did say that's a stainless steel case, didn't you? Roquefort dressing won't corrode it or anything.
Oh, no. No, I think it'll be just fine.
No, fine ain't the word for it. It's gonna be beautiful, just beautiful. And thanks a million.
Uh-huh.
Company B, Sergeant Carter. Oh, yes, sir, Major. The supply requisitions? Yes, sir. I'll bring them right over.
Sorry, Sergeant, but I gotta do this for your own good.
Thank you.
Company B, Sergeant Carter.
Sergeant Carter, this is Miss Johnson down at the PX. I sold you a watch this morning.
Oh, yes, ma'am. What can I do for you?
Well, apparently you were so excited about your girl's birthday, you walked away without your watch.
Huh? I did what?
That's right, Sergeant. You must have left it on the counter.
But that can't be. Are you sure? Are you sure it's a little square one with a gold band?
Uh-huh, and the inset diamonds. I'm sure it's your watch, Sergeant. It's the only one we have like it.
Just a minute. Wait just a minute. Miss Johnson, that's my watch, all right.
Well, don't worry about it, Sergeant. I'll hold it for you.
Yes, ma'am. You do that. I'll be right down.
He's done it again.
Good morning, Private. May I help you?
No, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I was just looking. Thank you anyways. Sergeant Carter? Corporal Ball?
Company B, Sergeant Carter. Oh, hi, Bunny. What? Well, like I said, 7 o'clock. Is that okay? No hints. You're gonna have to wait till dinner to find out. And tonight, we're gonna celebrate in style. We ain't gonna drink no birthday toast with just beer. Tonight, we're going all the way. A bottle of Muscatel. Okay. See you later, baby doll. Bye. Bunny's just dying to know what the present is. Wait till you see it, boy. It'll knock your eyes out. It's got real diamonds on the face. Okay, boy, what is this? Some kind of gag or something?
What are you talking about? I just came in, remember?
Oh, yeah. Boy, if this don't beat everything, it's gone. Just like that, just like it had legs. Company B, Sergeant Carter.
Hello, Sergeant. You did it again. Your watch. I found it right where you left it.
But that's impossible. Are you sure? Maybe some new ones came in when you were out.
Look, Sergeant, I don't know if you're playing games with me, but this is definitely the watch I sold you. We won't have another one in like it for a month.
Well, how about that?
And then I take it you do want the watch after all.
Oh, yeah. You kidding? I'll be right down. And this time I'll guard it with my life. Bye. Boyle, look at me. Do I look normal to you? Not just my face, but the way I've been acting, the way I've been talking?
What's going on, Sarge?
Oh, I'll tell you later. Right now I'm going to get the watch. I'll be right back.
Company B, Corporal Boyle. Oh, yes, sir, he's here. It's a chaplain. He wants to talk to you.
The chaplain? I wonder what he wants. Yes, sir, Chaplain. This is Sergeant Carter.
Sergeant Carter, how are you? Well, good. Look, I wonder if you could do me a rather big favor.
Well, sure, Chaplain, if I can. Of course, you understand I spend most of my Sundays off the base.
You can relax, Sergeant. For once, it has nothing to do with trying to get you to attend one of my services.
Oh.
Actually, I'd like to see you in my office right away, if you can arrange it. Something's come up, and I'd like to talk to you about it.
Yes, sir. Say in about 5 minutes, sir? Fine, sir. See you then.
What does he want?
Who knows? One of our ugly ducklings got himself a little problem, I guess, and the chaplain just wants to see the mother hen.
You want me to pick up that watch for you?
Oh, no. As soon as I'm through with the chaplain, I'll get it myself.
Hey, Sarge, maybe while you're with the chaplain, he can take the curse off the watch.
You're sure now that you saw him taking it?
I'm just sick about Sergeant Carter carrying on like this.
You're absolutely certain now. You're sure that it wasn't someone else who took the watch?
Oh, no, sir. It was him, all right. I seen him just as clear as day both times. And each time I seen him, all I could say was, holy cow. I mean, just plain cow, sir.
See, it's hard to believe that he'd actually stoop to... Well, you and I know that Sergeant Carter is no thief.
Of course he ain't. Something must be driving him. I heard him say how desperate he was.
Well, I have no reason to doubt you, Gomer. I've never known you to lie.
And I sure never would when it comes to Sergeant Carter. I only want to help him.
Very well. Just leave it to me.
Sir, if you don't mind a suggestion, a little inspiration from the good book always goes a long way in cases like this.
Thank you.
You might try chapter 5 of Matthew, verse 13. You are the salt of the earth. But if salt loses its strength, how can it be made salt again?
Yes, well, thanks for the suggestion.
Or maybe chapter 6 of Matthew. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eye is sound, then your whole body will be light. But if your eye is unsound, then your body will be dark.
Yes, well, I know that one also.
Well, that sure ought to ring a bell with Sergeant Carter, seeing as how he got in this whole mess when his eye fell on that watch.
Thank you. Well, I think you can rest assured that I'll find the right words when the time comes.
Another real good one is Luke chapter 8, verse 17. Nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest.
Yes.
Or John chapter 8, verse 32. The truth shall make you free.
Thank you.
You know what'd really be good? Revelation 6.
Now, as you're well aware, man is an imperfect animal. And because he's imperfect, he must be constantly on guard against being tempted down the wrong path. Do you understand what I'm getting at, Sergeant?
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir.
Under certain stress and tension, we're apt to do things which normally we'd never do at all. Of course, that doesn't mean we're beyond redemption.
Oh, of course not, sir.
A person who is basically good can be sure that the people around him, the people who admire and respect him, will forgive and forget.
You mean you want to make a withdrawal?
Yes, ma'am.
Private Gomer Pyle. Mm-hmm. I don't mean to be prying, but what is this for?
Ma'am?
Well, you know we hate to have any of our boys withdraw a single dime unless they have a very good reason. You know what they say about a penny saved.
Yes, ma'am, I know, but this is important. I need it for a friend who's in real trouble.
I see. Well, that's very loyal. However, I do feel that it's my duty to tell you that you're going to lose a whole lot of interest.
Please, ma'am, I'm in a real big rush.
All right. It's certainly your decision. 20, 40, 60, 70. Are you sure you wouldn't like to discuss this matter with Mr. Glick, our branch manager?
As the good book says, you are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its strength, how can it be made salt again?
Well, I see you're back again.
Yes, ma'am, and I know just what I want.
Well, good.
That lady's watch right there. The square one with the little diamonds in it.
Oh, yes, that's a lovely watch. You're going to make somebody very happy with this.
Well, I sure hope so. And here's your $70, ma'am. You don't even have to wrap it. I'll take it just like it is. And thank you, ma'am.
Or Luke, chapter 8. Nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest.
You're right, sir.
Ah, you do see the wisdom.
Oh, sure. It's as clear as a bell. Is that all, sir?
Yes, I think so. Well, I'm certainly glad we didn't have to get into the specifics of this little matter.
Oh, me too, sir.
Thank you for coming by, Sergeant.
Oh, well, it was all my pleasure, sir. And thank you for calling me. What was that all about?
Yes, Sergeant, may I help you?
Well, I'm not sure. Is Miss Johnson here?
No, I'm sorry. She went to lunch.
Oh. Well, she must have put it aside for me.
Put what aside?
A watch for Sergeant Carter? That's me. I bought it this morning.
No, I don't think so. At least Miss Johnson didn't mention it to me.
But she called me. She distinctly said it was here. I left it on the counter.
I'm sorry. I know there's nothing in the back. Unless maybe it's in the case here.
No, never mind. Never mind. Just forget it. Forget it. I know she called me. It was the second time she called me. She's I brought the watch back here and I put it in a drawer. Then the major calls me, so I went over to the major's office.
What's that?
I came back here, then Miss Johnson called. She
Something
said,
wrong?
Huh? Oh, never mind. Just tell me where the aspirin.
In your top drawer, I think.
Okay, now leave me in peace. Just leave me in peace. Ah! What is this?
A watch.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm not just seeing things. It does have two little hands and goes tick-tock, tick-tock. How about feet? Maybe it has teeny little feet, too, so it can keep finding its way back from the PX.
Company B, Corporal Boyle. Oh, yes, ma'am. Just a second, please. It's Miss Johnson again over at the PX. 10 to 1, she's calling. I tell you that you called before by mistake. It was someone else's watch all the time.
I'd sure like to think so. This is Sergeant Carter speaking.
Oh, Sergeant, I'm so sorry about what happened.
Oh, yeah? Well, we all make mistakes.
Well, it was all my fault.
Oh, well, you don't have to apologize.
Well, you see, when I went to lunch, I forgot completely about putting your watch aside for you.
My watch?
Yes. I just found out that Mrs. Healy, she's our other sales clerk, sold it to someone else while I was gone. Well, you can't imagine how badly I felt when I came back and she told me that a Sergeant Carter was in asking about his watch.
My watch? She sold my watch to somebody else?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Sergeant. You just don't know how I feel, especially since there's no possible way of getting it back. Naturally, we'll return your deposit.
Miss Johnson, listen to me. Stay right where you are. I'll be right there.
Now what?
I'm going over to the PX and get this whole thing straightened out before somebody comes here and throws a net over. Not now, Pyle, not now.
Where's Sergeant Carter going in such a hurry?
To the PX.
The PX with the watch?
Yeah. What do you know about it?
Well, he don't have to. Sergeant Carter! Sergeant Carter?
Pyle, what do you want?
Well, Sergeant, I wasn't going to say anything, but now I guess I'm going to have to. You don't have to return that watch.
Huh?
I'm glad you was going to. Am I ever glad? But you don't have to return it now on account it's paid for.
What are you talking about?
It's paid for and my heart is light, and that's all I'm going to say.
Oh, no, it ain't. You're gonna say a lot more, Pyle. A lot more.
Please don't make me say any more, Sergeant.
You won't have to. Maybe the lady can tell me. Ma'am, have you ever seen this guy before?
That's him. That's the one I sold the watch to.
I knew it. I knew it had to be something crazy. Why, Pyle? Why? Why did you come in here and buy this watch, huh?
Well, Sergeant, I really don't know how to say this.
Pyle!
Well, I knew how desperate you was, and I just didn't want to see you get into any trouble.
Huh?
That's right. I just couldn't stand idly by and watch you. I just couldn't stand idly by and watch you steal it.
What?
The watch, Sergeant. You didn't see me, but this morning, I saw you when you put it in your pocket. And, well, that's the reason that I took it out of your drawer and I snuck it back on the counter like this.
Pyle. Pyle.
I know, Sergeant. I know what you're going to say. I had no right spying on you like that. But, well, I did it for your own sake. I really did. I knew you'd thank me for it later. You know, it's like it says in the good book. You are the salt of the earth. That's Matthew chapter 5.
Salt of the earth. The chaplain. You're the one that had the chaplain call me?
Well, I didn't have anybody else I could turn to, Sergeant. You're not angry with me, are you?
Pyle, you knucklehead. I didn't steal that watch. I bought it. You hear? I bought it.
You did? Well, glory be. Now my heart's lighter than ever. Why, Sergeant, I should have known that you never would have done anything like that. Ladies, I just can't tell you how happy I feel right this minute, because you know who just walked out that door? The salt of the earth. I don't know why I could ever think you...
Where's the watch?
I'm really sorry, Sergeant. I should have known you never would take anything that didn't belong to you.
Pyle, from now on, do me a favor, will you? Don't do me any more favors.
I don't blame you for being mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just a little surprised at you. Would I ever steal anything, Pyle? Would I? Well, anyway, forget it. All I want to do right now is get this watch over to Bunny's before anything else happens.
Are you sure you got it now?
Oh, don't worry.
Johnson. Heckler. Pyle. Pyle. Waxman. Pyle. 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 Origio. Pyle. Pyle. The Pretty Pink Petunia Company?
Must be those flower seeds I sent away for. They send you a free sample along with a booklet on petunia raising for fun and profit.
Gosh, can I read it when you're through?
I know you're just kidding, Joey, but it's just plain wonderful what you can get for free by just sending it away for it.
Well, the postcard's mine and all the rest are Pyle's.
Cure your cold by hypnotism. ABCs of kelp farming. Plywood and yew. Freighter cruises to the Antarctic. Dental technology for beginners. Migrate now to Paraguay.
Some of the companies send you free samples of the things they got coming out. Like this here shaving cream. It's brown instead of white, and it leaves your face suntanned after you finish shaving. Would you like to try it?
Got a guy around here named Pyle.
Over there.
Your name Pyle? Gomer Pyle?
Yes, sir.
Sign here, delivery.
A delivery?
Just sign it, will you? I gotta get my truck out of here.
Don't tell me you've got a whole truckload of petunia seeds.
What are you delivering?
See for yourself.
Hey, go! Jeez.
This is yours?
Well, it can't be. Well, I just don't understand. Sir, I'm afraid there's been a mix-up.
Your name's Gomer Pyle, ain't it?
Well, yes, sir, but well, who? How? What?
It's one of the prizes from the Frost Flip Bottling Company. You entered the contest, didn't you?
Yes, sir, I think so.
So you won. Happy sailing.
How about that, Pyle? Your own boat. It's a beauty.
You gonna give us a ride, Go?
Oh.
Maybe we can put it in the parking lot. Come on, you guys.
Not now. We have to get over to the rifle range. We'll move it after we get back. Okay, come on. Let's go.
A boat.
clowns get over the rifle range?
Yeah, about an hour ago.
When they get back, send them to sick bay for their booster shots. A boat? On a Marine base?
Anything wrong?
For a minute, I thought I saw a boat out there.
A boat? You're kidding.
I know it was an hallucination, but it looked so real. Maybe I ought to go to the doctors, too.
Left. Detail. Right. Hey. Dismiss. All right, let's get over to the parking lot. Let's go. All right, everybody, heave ho.
You know, I have been pushing pretty hard. Could be I need a nice long rest.
You look okay to me, Sarge. Maybe you could use a little more sleep, but outside of that...
There it is again, Boyle. I'm really seeing things.
You're not seeing things, Sarge. There is a boat out there.
All right, what's going on here?
We're just taking this boat to the parking lot.
Where did it come from? Whose is it?
It's mine, Sergeant. I think.
Yours? This belongs to you?
Yes, sir. I won it in a contest.
How about that, Sarge?
Isn't it a handsome one?
All right, knock it off. You clowns clear out of here. Boyle, get them over for their booster shots. All in. All except you, Pyle.
You want to see me, Sergeant?
Yeah, in the office. I want to hear the whole story about this boat. I never heard anything so stupid in all my life. A boat on a Marine base. All right, now let's hear it. Nice and slow.
Well, this Frost Flip Soda Pop Company had this contest to write a jingle, so I sent one in.
A jingle? What kind of jingle?
Well, as I remembered, it went something like this. Here's the tip. Take a nip of Frost Flip. It's got flavor galore and much, much, much more. With vip and zip in each sip.
Zip and vip.
With vip and zip in each sip.
For that, you want a boat?
Believe me, Sergeant, I'm just as surprised as you are. But you don't have to worry about a thing. It won't get in anybody's way because I've decided to send it back to the company.
You're going to send it back?
Well, I hope they won't think I'm too ungrateful, but I've come to realize that a boat would be just too much for me, what with the expenses and all, so it's best I send it back.
And end up with nothing?
Oh, just the joy of winning is reward enough for me, Sergeant.
Pyle, come with me. Have you ever thought how much fun you could have on a boat?
Yeah, I guess it could be fun.
You bet it could. Look, Pyle, you might be right. This may be too much for you to swing all by yourself. But now, if you had a partner, then it wouldn't be no sweat at all.
A partner?
Well, sure. I might even go in with you.
You would?
Sure. I'll take care of all the expenses. I mean, what could that be? Gas and oil? I pay the whole freight. You don't have to do anything except supply the boat. What do you say?
Golly, Sergeant. That sounds just perfect. Why, I'd be honored to be partners with you on anything.
Then it's a deal. We're partners. We can even use my car to tow it down to the ocean. Come on.
Well, it's just one thing that worries me, Sergeant. It sounds like I'm getting the best part of the deal. Are you sure this is being fair to you?
Don't worry, Pyle. It's gonna be all right for me. Yes, sir. It's gonna be plenty all right for me. Come on, Pyle. Let's hook that boat on my car.
Guess that does it, Sergeant.
Okay, let's put the show on the road. Hop in. It's a beautiful day to break in a boat. All set, Pyle?
Yes, sir, Sergeant.
This is going to be the start of something wonderful. Anchors away!
Sergeant.
Pull the bumper right up the car.
That's just the reason I was afraid of owning it. Right away, there's an expense. You're probably gonna need a new bumper.
Guess it wasn't on too good.
This is a terrible way for us to begin our partnership, Sergeant.
Forget it, Pyle. So I'll just get myself a new bumper.
Golly, that's really gonna cost.
Well, how much can it be? My department. Don't worry about it. Besides, it's nothing when you realize I'm getting a new boat out of the deal. Come on, there's a garage a half mile from here. The guy can put on a new bumper in no time at all.
Good afternoon, Sergeant.
Afternoon, sir.
May I see your driver's license, please?
Yes, sir.
Is the car registered in your name?
Yes, sir. What's the trouble?
Well, when pulling a trailer, your car has to have an extended rearview mirror.
An extended rearview mirror?
I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, well, these things happen the first time out, so I'll pay the fine. You give tickets in duplicate?
No, this ticket is because you don't have a safety chain on your hitch.
Well, at least we didn't get one for speeding. The limit's 65, and I was only going 60. We are getting one for speeding?
Pulling a trailer, the limit's 50. Now, it could be worse. If it was night, you'd get another one for not having side lights.
See, Sergeant, there's a good side to everything.
Would you sign right here, please?
This is going to cost me a fortune.
Well, you should have checked the rules before you took to the road. And here. And one more. Here you are. And 1, 2, 3. Better get those things taken care of right away.
First the bumper, now this, Sergeant. Golly, I'd already be busted if it wasn't for you. Boat on insure a lot easier when you got a partner. Partner?
Well, there they are, Pyle, our fellow mariners. In a couple of minutes, we'll be out there with them. It's going to be great. What's the matter?
I was just thinking about our partnership, Sergeant. What with the bumper and the tickets and everything, it's really beginning to add up.
Forget it, Pyle. Having the boat is more than worth it. So there are a couple of little expenses. I'm a partner. I got to lay out something.
I suppose so.
All we got to do now is gas her up and slide her into the water. Come on.
Hey, Sergeant, look. Boat license is sold here. Do we need a license?
I don't know.
Well, I guess we better go inside and find out.
Yeah. Ahoy there.
Aye.
That boat we got out there, do we need a license for that?
For all boats, fill this out. Good for 3 years.
I'll do it, Sergeant. And I insist on paying half the license.
That license for 3 years, how much is it?
$5.
That's $2.50 for me.
Hold it. It's my pleasure. I said I would pay all expenses, and when Vince Carter makes a deal, it's a deal. Not a penny from you. His money's no good here, understand?
Yeah.
Okay, Sergeant.
All right, let's see now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go.
How long would you say that boat of ours is, Sergeant?
You'll find all that in the old license from the guy you bought it from.
But there is no old license. It's a brand new boat.
New boat?
That's right. This ain't no second-hand tub we're talking about. It's factory fresh, first time in the water.
First time in the water. Here's your license sticker. Let me finish that for you. Where's your boat?
It's right out there, the one on the trailer.
Oh, it's a beautiful boat, 20-footer. Don't put that away yet.
Huh?
Well, it's a new boat. You'll be needing things.
Oh, look, buddy, we don't want none of them flags and junk. We don't need anything.
Oh, so you've got your life preservers, hmm?
Life preservers? Well, no, but we're both good swimmers and...
It's the law. Life preserver for every passenger.
Makes good sense. Safety first.
How much are they?
$10 apiece. 6 for 50. Most people buy them that way.
$50?
Yeah, well, we just want 2. That's for the two of us.
Right. Why should you get something you don't need? Since you won't be taking out any girls, two's plenty.
Girls? Just a minute. Make that a dozen.
Dozen life preservers.
$100.
Don't put it away.
Huh?
Now, the law requires a couple of other things. A compass and a bailing pump. I'll let you have that for $17. To put a 20-footer in the water.
And I'm giving you guys a chance to get in on a real good deal. As all you guys know, Pyle has got this here boat, and I offered the use of my car to pull it around. Well, it just don't seem fair for us to hog the whole thing to ourselves, so we decided to let the whole platoon in on our good fortune. Now, as many of you guys that are interested in sharing in the fun and whatever incidental expenses there may be, just sign right here and we're in business.
Hey, sounds good. These expenses, Sergeant, what are they?
Oh, well, like, there's the license. That's $5 for 3 years. Say we got 10 guys, that's 50 cents apiece for 3 years. All right, step right up, one at a time now. Don't cry.
Eddie's. This your boat, Sergeant?
Yes, sir, but it's just here temporary, sir.
Nice-looking job, very trim.
Thank you, sir.
But it's blocking the roadway. Better move it.
Aye, aye, sir. Get the signatures. I'll be right back.
Well, that certainly sounds good. 50 cents for 3 years. Give me that pen, Pyle.
Well, there's the other things, too.
What other things?
Well, there's the life preservers and the compass and the bailing pump. Sergeant didn't have time to name them all.
Well, how much is all?
Well, it's about $200 to start off with. And then there's $5 every time it goes into the water, or $40 a month for dock space. And then there's the insurance. And if we want a bait tank, then we have to buy one of those for fishing.
Great bunch of guys. I bet it was unanimous, huh?
It sure was, Sergeant.
Give me that. This is what we should have done right from the beginning. What? Where's...
Well, none of them wanted in, not one.
Impossible. What's wrong with them guys?
Sergeant, why don't we sell the boat?
No. We're still gonna swing it ourselves, even without them clowns. And when they see what great fun we're having, they're gonna come crawling. Now, let's see. I got just enough to handle the insurance and the dock.
I still think we ought to sell it, and that way I could pay you back everything, and then we wouldn't have any more problems.
Look, if somebody came along and offered us a big fat profit for it, sure we'd sell it. Then we could buy another one and come out ahead.
Another boat?
That's right. But until that happens, we're holding on to this one. There can't be any more problems. We got everything the law requires. What else can there be?
You mean Pyle is going to have to pay an income tax on that boat?
That's right. One of my main duties with the tax department is assisting contest winners. Most people don't realize that prizes are treated as ordinary income.
Yeah, I guess not.
The amount of the tax will depend, of course, on the value of the boat. So if you'll ask him to fill in.
Hi, Sarge. Pyle?
Pyle?
This is Mr. Markham. He wants to talk to Pyle about the boat.
Oh?
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Well, I'd like to find out what you think the boat is worth. I'm sure that we can agree on something reasonable.
Golly, I don't know. I imagine it's worth...
Why, are you interested in buying it, buddy?
Well, fact is...
Because if you are, the price is $7,000.
That much, Sergeant? Well, I wouldn't even think it's worth half that.
Pyle's right, Sarge. It's not worth anywhere...
What do you guys know? I'm telling you, buddy, $7 grand, maybe more.
That does seem high. Are you quite sure?
Look, I'm a partner. Don't you think I know what I own?
Partner? You mean part owner?
Yeah, him and me, 50-50. And if you're interested in buying it, the price is $7,000, not a penny less.
Oh, I'm not interested in buying it. I'm from the Internal Revenue Service.
Internal Revenue Service?
Yes, you'll pay a tax based on the value of the boat, which now appears to be considerably more than I'd estimated. But there's a bright side. You won't have to pay all the tax, since the sergeant here has informed me that he is co-owner. Then you'll pay tax on half the boat.
Pay tax on half the boat. Excuse me. What's all this?
Oh, hey, Sergeant. I thought we agreed that the only way to pay the taxes and to get your money back is to sell the boat.
But just putting a sign on it won't sell it.
It won't?
Never. You gotta use salesmanship, the personal approach. Give me Sergeant Dubinsky at the commissary. Dubinsky's perfect. He's got all kinds of money, and I can sell anything to that meathead. Hello, Gus. Vince. Yeah, how's the family? Good, good. Great bunch of kids. You know, I was just thinking, with a family like that, what could be better for you all to enjoy during their growing years than a boat? Now, it just so happens that... Huh? Yeah, a boat. What's so funny about that? Look, it's a great buy, brand new. Gus, will you stop laughing? Gus!
Does he want to buy?
The guy's got no class. Who needs him anyway? Get me Sergeant Hackett, Company C. The line's busy? Well, I'll wait. I should have called him in the first place. He'll take it just like that. Hello, Charlie. Vince. Say I was... What are you laughing at? Dubinsky just phoned you about the boat. All right. Forget it.
Sergeant, maybe I better go over there and put our phone number on that for sale sign. That way people will be calling us.
Pyle, will you forget about that sign? It don't mean a thing. Believe me, the only thing that counts is personal hustle. Cut!
At ease. How about that boat, Sergeant?
Yes, sir. We're going to move it, Lieutenant. We'll have it out of there right away.
Well, why? Have you sold it?
Well, no, sir, not yet.
Oh, good. I saw the for sale sign on it, and I'm interested. If the price is reasonable, I'd like to buy it.
Did you hear that, Sergeant? The lieutenant's seen the sign. Well, it's all done, Sergeant. We've delivered the boat where the lieutenant wanted it. Now we can cash his check and get you your money back. What's the matter?
Sure is a pretty thing, ain't it?
Yeah, she's real sweet looking.
And we never got out of it.
No, we never did.
Well, it just ain't right. We're entitled to at least one ride on it after all we've been through. One ride anyway.
The boat belongs to the lieutenant now.
You haven't cashed the check yet. I just gotta get on that baby once. Come on, get in the boat. Cast off the line, Pyle. Listen to that. Purrs like a kitten.
Yeah, it sounds real nice.
This is gonna be our first and last trip, but we're gonna make it a great one. I'll take it out to sea and we'll really give it a ride. Oh, you might as well get rid of that sign now.
But, Sergeant...
Just pull it up. We don't need it anymore.
Sergeant?
Not now, Pyle.
But, Sergeant...
Pyle, you never talk to the captain when you're casting off. Okay, we're pushing off. Oh, sailing, sailing over the bounding main.
But, Sergeant...
Where did all this water come from?
It's coming from over here.
Pyle, you're stupid.
Well, it never would have happened if I'd had a claw hammer. Boy, that thing was really nailed in there.
Pyle, will you shut up and get the pump? Get the bailing pump. Here. Hold that.
Boy, that fella at the store was right about one thing. We really did need this pump.
Yeah.
I think he's right about something else. I think we're going to need those life preservers. Hey, Sergeant. I've got some good news for a change.
Oh?
I just talked to Mr. Markham on the phone, you know, the man from the Internal Revenue, and he said since the boat sank, it's considered a casualty loss, so there's no tax owed on it.
Well, that's something anyway.
I still feel real bad about you having to spend all that money on traffic tickets and safety supplies.
What can I do, Pyle? I gambled and I lost.
Well, one good thing came out of this, Sergeant. I've learned my lesson. I ain't gonna never enter another contest. Just like this application I got in the mail. You know what I'm gonna do with it? I'm gonna throw it right here in this wastebasket. I don't care if they are giving away a brand new convertible. I just ain't interested.
A brand new convertible?
The White on White Soap Company for the best last line to their jingle.
Let's see that.
Compromised by yet incredibly attractive female personnel. Come to your place, nurse. Eustace stammered, his eyes wide with panic, trying desperately to steer her towards the exit. But Nurse Wilson was far more resourceful and considerably more physically adept than the lanky young midshipman anticipated. She sidestepped his attempts with effortless grace. Suddenly, Grand Admiral Thornton's imposing figure appeared in the doorway, framed by Lieutenant Crider, whose expression was a permanent mask of grim military efficiency. Thornton's presence alone seemed to drop the ambient temperature of the room by several degrees, freezing the very air with his unyielding scrutiny. Admiral Finchley, this is Grand Admiral Thornton. I am here to His gaze, sharp and piercing, swept across the room, lingering on Nurse Wilson, then to Finchley, whose elaborate charade was about to be put to its ultimate and utterly catastrophic test. Finchley, seeing Thornton, snapped back into action, a fresh surge of panicked energy propelling him forward. The Grand Admiral. A surprise inspection. Hybrid A. All over again. Nurse Wilson. Quickly, Eustace. For Neptune's sake. Get her in the closet. Take the closet. Hurry up. We must maintain military decorum for the Grand Admiral's most vital inspection. Eustace, terrified of both Finchley's wrath and Thornton's glacial gaze, fumbled with the closet door, his fingers clumsy with fear. What are you doing, Admiral? Get away from the closet. I cannot, in good conscience, confine an officer of the Crimson Cross. Admiral, he was so flustered, he tried, inadvertently, to shove Finchley into the closet with Nurse Wilson, rather than ushering her in. Oh, will you open it, Eustace? For Neptune's sake, open the closet. Boy, Finchley hissed, his voice a strained whisper of desperate urgency. Desperate to get Nurse Wilson out of sight before Thornton had a chance to properly register her presence. No, sir, not me. Admiral. Oh, yes, sir. I'll open it. Immediately. Sir. Eustace finally managed to pull the closet door open, revealing a dark, cramped space filled with mothballs and several of Finchley's spare, somewhat embarrassing, civilian golf clubs. Nurse Wilson, rolling her eyes with a professional's resignation but recognizing the undeniable urgency of the moment, slipped inside the closet without a word. Go right there, Nurse Wilson.
Shush.
Finchley hissed, shutting the door tightly, his hand still on the knob. Finchley, now composed and attempting to appear entirely normal, managed a weak, sickly smile, his face twitching slightly. She, Grand Admiral Thornton. So sorry to see you laid up like this, sir. A grievous setback, a sudden, debilitating collapse of, well, fortitude. I believe the medical term is Grand Admiral. An utterly incapacitating illness. Sir, I assure you. Thornton, ever stoic, stepped fully into the room, his boots clicking precisely on the linoleum. His gaze, missing nothing, swept over Finchley's still clutching hand on the closet door, then across the room. Thank you very much, Admiral. But I'm all right, sir. Really I am. My physical constitution is, as always, beyond reproach, requiring no such commiseration. It is you, Admiral Finchley, whose condition is currently under scrutiny. He looked pointedly at Finchley, whose elaborate charade was about to be put to its ultimate and utterly merciless test. Grand Admiral, please, for my sake, for the sake of the very foundation of a critical strategic asset in the Coral Cascade, you've got to go right over to the air raid shelter near the mess hall. Immediately, Grand Admiral. Admiral, you won't believe what's going on over there. What scandalous behavior is unfolding, while I'm over here at death's door, barely clinging to the precipice of consciousness. Sir, an utter scandal. A shocking breach of general civility, military protocol, and possibly international law. Finchley's voice rose to a dramatic crescendo of outrage, trying desperately to divert Thornton's attention towards Quibble's inevitable ruin. Commander Q. Quibble, who had entered with Thornton and Lieutenant quickly interjected, trying to save face and deflect the imminent discovery. I'm sure the Grand Admiral has seen 100 air raid shelters like ours, sir. There is nothing fancy about it. Grand Admiral, sir. Really nothing fancy, sir. We don't even have carpets, sir. Not a speck of decorative plush. no exotic tapestries, to be found anywhere, Grand Admiral, so no need to trouble yourself with such an utterly mundane, yet utilitarian. Its primary purpose is strictly functional, sir, for emergency use. Yeah, no, not even carpets. Pippin chimed in, equally frantic, though his voice was laced with an undertone of nervous sweat. He was still subtly trying to readjust his hibiscus lei under his uniform, now fearing that every movement would betray its presence. Finchley glared at Quibble and Pippin, his eyes narrowing in a murderous fashion. Tell him what you do have over there. Quibble, you insolent rascal. Tell him, you rogue. Confess your sins. Commander. Finchley's dramatic coughing fit returned with renewed vigor, emphasizing his demand for revelation. They've got local entertainers, Grand Admiral, hula girls, as they call them in this region, in the air raid shelter at this very minute, right now, sir, half-clad, twirling. A scandalous spectacle of unrestrained exoticism and inappropriate theatrical display, an utter, unmitigated breach of all military decency. Finchley pointed an accusing, trembling finger directly at Quibble, his voice shaking with a feigned moral outrage that was almost convincing. Thornton's eyebrow twitched, a very subtle, almost imperceptible movement, but to Finchley, it was a seismic event, a sure sign that his plan was working. In a designated emergency shelter during wartime, on a naval base under my command. His voice, though still calm and measured, had taken on a dangerous, steel-like edge, the quiet menace of an imminent, inescapable judgment. Q Quibble, his blood running cold, knew this was Finchley's trap. Sprung with cunning precision, he quickly thought on his feet, his mind racing through every plausible excuse. He's delirious, sir. The Admiral is clearly suffering from a severe case of tropical delirium. His malady, the tropical malady Z7, must have taken a sudden, unforeseen turn for the hallucinatory. Grand Admiral, his imagination has become acutely vivid. I'll get Corporal Chirpington immediately, sir, for a potent sedative and a strong dose of reality serum. Don't you try to weasel out of this, Quibble, Finchley roared, abandoning all pretense of frailty in a surge of indignant outrage, his eyes blazing with renewed fury. He actually pushed himself upright on the cot, throwing off the blanket. We saw them with our own eyes, Grand Admiral. We witnessed the scandalous display. Did we not, Midshipman Everson? You witnessed the scandalous, entirely inappropriate display of exotic gyrations. Did you not, Eustace, caught completely off guard, and terrified by Finchley's sudden, theatrical recovery, stammered, his face blanching to a ghostly white. Oh, Grand Admiral, sir. This entire situation is absolutely disgraceful. Yes, sir. Terribly disgraceful. You're right, Admiral Finchley, sir. An utter, unmitigated disgrace. He tried to back away, realizing too late that his eager agreement had now placed him firmly in the path of Thornton's inevitable wrath. Finchley, thoroughly enraged by Quibble's quick thinking and Eustace's interjection, practically leapt from his cot, ignoring Chirpington's protests. Get back in bed, you quivering imbecile, Admiral Finchley, before you catch acute embarrassment, and possibly an official reprimand from Grand Admiral Thornton. Here, O'Malley, get your Admiral his robes. He's going to make a scene. Finchley then launched into a tirade against his own subordinate, in a bizarre twist of logic, realizing that feigning illness was now less effective than feigning moral outrage. No. Stop, O'Malley. No. Finchley yelled, trying to swat Finnegan's helping hands away, now completely forgetting his feigned illness and simply consumed by righteous indignation. Grand Admiral, I'd like an explanation for this outrageous slander against my unimpeachable integrity, Commander Quibble, and it better be a good one, you rogue. A truly outstanding fabrication of an excuse to justify your profound and inexcusable misconduct. He suddenly snapped, remembering his supposed illness, and coughed dramatically again, though the sound was now tinged with genuine exasperation. Thornton, unmoved by the theatrical display, and now utterly exasperated by the chaotic farce unfolding before him, fixed Quibble with an unblinking granite-hard gaze. Commander Quibble, perhaps you would care to explain why Admiral Finchley, a supposedly incapacitated officer, now appears to be accusing you of harboring a theatrical troupe comprised of local entertainers in a designated emergency shelter during a time of war. An explanation, Commander, and a good one, if you please. Finnegan, ever quick to protect his admiral, tried a last-ditch effort to salvage Finchley's shattered dignity. O'Malley, get on it, and get those spontaneous cultural ambassadors out of the air raid shelter. They've probably eaten all the emergency rations by now, sir, and are rapidly depleting our strategic reserves of hardtack and dried mango. Suddenly, as if on cue, a series of girlish squeaks, slightly muffled but unmistakable, could be heard, faintly, from the direction of the mess hall, confirming Finchley's accusations. "Hey, lady, you forgot your ceremonial iron-backed head," Pip Pippin suddenly yelled, snatching a discarded prop, a particularly flamboyant coconut shell bra, from under a cabinet. He realized his gaffe too late, having intended to find an argument for its ceremonial significance. Yeah, Executive Officer Finnegan, O'Malley said, desperately trying to salvage the rapidly disintegrating situation. "Get the ladies' items right in the emergency rations storage. Yes, we must prioritize inventory management and proper classification of all recovered cultural artifacts. Ensign Pippin, immediately." Thornton merely waited, his expression impassive, a mask of grim, professional detachment. The giggles from the shelter seemed to punctuate the silence with mocking precision. "Well, Commander Quibble, I'm waiting for your explanation. It appears your delirious admiral may have stumbled upon an unfortunate truth." Commander Q. Quibble, knowing he was trapped in an intricate web of his own cruise making, sighed, a long, defeated exhalation. "Yes, sir. But you see, Grant Admiral, they were well. Admiral Finchley, sir, he did it. He orchestrated the entire affair. He planted the entertainers. Yes. He's a terrible person, Grand Admiral. A devious, Machiavellian individual. He's always sneaking women around and shoving them in places to create scenes of scandal. He's got a history of it, sir. A long, sordid history, I assure you." Q gestured wildly towards the recovering Finchley, hoping to shift the blame. Finchley, aghast at the brazen betrayal and the outright calumny. "This is scurrilous. Calumny. A malicious fabrication. A baseless aspersion on my unimpeachable character. An outright lie, Grand Admiral. My impeccable reputation is being sullied by this rogue." "All right, stop it, both of you." Thornton's voice, though not overtly raised, cracked like a whip, instantly cutting through the cacophony of accusations and counter-accusations. "Is this a naval base or a madhouse, Commander Quinn? I have witnessed sufficient chaotic buffoonery for one morning. I don't know what's going on around here, but I assure you, gentlemen, I will get to the bottom of it. Every convoluted, disreputable layer of it, but not now. After my official inspection, Commander Quibble, I shall demand a full accounting. Commander Quibble, shall we proceed with a scheduled inspection of your base facilities?" Q Quibble snapped to attention, desperately trying to salvage some semblance of dignity from the rapidly unfolding, utterly farcical scene. "At your command, Grand Admiral. Utterly at your command. Would you like to start with the base laundry set? We have some truly immaculate linens, Grand Admiral, that practically sparkle in the sun with the sheer intensity of their cleanliness, a testament to our unwavering commitment to hygiene." Finchley, unable to control himself, and seeing his meticulously planned revelation slipping away, roared, "No, not the laundry, Grand Admiral. The air raid shelter. Sir, please. For the sake of disciplinary action, the air raid shelter. There are women in there. Women, I tell you. I guess those little hula things. But you'll be late for dinner. That nonsense. Sir, do not delay, Grand Admiral. Justice demands immediate action." Finchley clutched his stomach dramatically, remembering to be ill again, then abandoned it, consumed by fury. "I'll decide where to start this inspection. Commander Quibble, not Admiral Finchley, who is clearly delusional. Now, back to bed. Admiral Finchley, at once, and that is an order from your superior officer." "Yes, sir," Finchley said, immediately deflating and sinking back onto the cot, though his eyes burned with indignant fury and a thirst for future retribution. He glared at Q, promising unspoken horrors. "Sir, how could you fall for such an obvious ploy? My whole reputation will be in tatters. My magnificent reputation, ruined by your utter incompetence, Grand Admiral. Finnegan, quickly stuffing a new handful of antacids into Finchley's mouth, hissed, "Oh, shut up, Admiral. You wanted him to make Quibble look like a reckless rogue." "Sir," he delivered, "sir. A spectacular display of reckless abandon, exactly as you desired." Thornton, completely bewildered by the entire exchange, shook his head slowly, his expression one of profound wariness. "I don't understand it, Quibble. If Admiral Finchley had not a reputation to mend, if his previous record didn't suggest a certain, if eccentric, degree of competence, I'd swear he's suffering from acute combat fatigue. The way he's acting, the wild accusations, the sudden bursts of energy, one would assume he's having rampant hallucinations. Commander Quibble." "Oh, yes, sir, it's terrible! Sir, terrible!" Q. Quibble seized the opportunity, eager to reinforce Finchley's apparent mental unraveling. "Because I don't want to talk about his condition, Grand Admiral. But what? Quibble, speak, man. The truth, if you can manage it." "Well, Admiral Finchley has been having all kinds of terrible hallucinations about women, sir. Yes, vivid, lifelike, incredibly detailed hallucinations. He thinks he sees them all over the place, sir. Everywhere he looks, there's a dancing hula maiden, or a blushing maid, or even a scantily clad Tokyo rose. It's a truly disturbing mental affliction, Grand Admiral." Thornton's eyes, still sharp, flickered momentarily to the closet where Nurse Wilson was hiding, a small, subtle movement. "Well, Commander, I certainly saw one in the closet myself. Commander, an impeccably uniformed specimen of the Crimson Cross, I might add. A most vivid and surprisingly convincing hallucination, Admiral." Q. Quibble blanched, realizing Thornton had indeed caught sight of Nurse Wilson. He recovered quickly, his mind scrambling for a plausible excuse. "Oh yeah, his hallucinations are so terribly realistic, Grand Admiral. Almost photographic in their detail. So utterly indistinguishable from reality. Shall we head for the base laundry, sir? Perhaps a stroll by the immaculate washing machines and the soothing hum of industrial dryers would provide a cleansing antidote to such distressing mental images for the Admiral." "No." Thornton's voice was firm, unequivocal. He turned his full, unblinking attention back to Q. "Just out of curiosity, Commander Quibble, I'd like to start with the air raid shelter. Given Admiral Finchley's persistence, if delusional, claims, I believe a thorough inspection is now in order. And Commander, it better be ship-shape, meticulously organized, and utterly devoid of any unauthorized personnel, civilian or otherwise, or heads will roll, Commander Quibble. Both real and imagined heads. Commander, do you understand the severity of this command?" A collective gasp of horror emanated from Quibble and Pippin. "Yes, sir. A paragon of preparedness, sir. A bastion of defensive solidity. That shelter is meticulously maintained, utterly pristine, sir." Q gestured frantically, trying to exude an air of professional though his heart was hammering against his ribs like a desperate drum, and a cold sweat beaded on his forehead. Thornton fixed Q with a final, unblinking stare that brooked no argument or further delay. "Commander Quibble, I regret that Admiral Finchley is so afflicted by his unfortunate condition. However, the least I can do is give him the benefit of the doubt that this hallucination of his will be thoroughly explained. Commander, let's go. Lead the way, Commander, to the air raid shelter." "Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Be careful, Grand Admiral. It's a bit of a winding path, sir, and the terrain can be quite treacherous, particularly for a man of your refined sensibilities," Q exclaimed, practically falling over himself in his eagerness to lead Thornton away from Finchley, who was still muttering darkly on his cot. "Oh, it's my distinct pleasure, sir. Right after you. Watch your head, sir, as the entrance to the shelter is somewhat structurally unsound in places, due to its historical significance." Q then tried to covertly mouth, "Get out of there, Finchley," towards the closet where Finchley had hidden Nurse Wilson. Meanwhile, Finchley, utterly enraged, having successfully retrieved Nurse Wilson from his closet, burst out from behind a particularly large potted fern, where he had been momentarily hiding. He clutched his naval robes to his chest, his eyes blazing with a renewed fury that had completely banished any lingering pretense of illness. "They're getting away. Nurse Wilson. They're going to escape justice. Get away, I tell you, Nurse." The Grand Admiral is going to find those provocateurs in the shelter. I'm going to tell the Grand Admiral about this entire ignominious setup. Nurse Wilson, I shall expose Quibble for the fraud he is. But before he could chase after them, Corporal Chirpington appeared, moving with silent efficiency, holding a heavy tranquilizer dart gun, its barrel glinting ominously in the tropical light. Her face, usually so cheerful, was now set in an expression of grim, professional resolve. Well, good afternoon, Admiral Finchley. Going somewhere, sir? I assure you, for the moment, that is medically unadvised. Admiral, a vigorous pursuit might exacerbate your condition. Finchley stopped dead in his tracks, his eyes darting from Chirpington to the menacing dart gun. Yes, sir, Corporal Chirpington. As a matter of fact, I am. An urgent matter of disciplinary justice has just come up. Corporal, a matter of utmost importance for the integrity of the fleet. You cannot stop me. I defy your medical authority. Well, I'm very, very sorry, Admiral, Chirp said, her voice dripping with an almost saccharine sweetness, a chilling counterpoint to the lethal weapons she wielded. But as your assigned physician, Admiral Finchley, I'm ordering you back to bed immediately. A protracted period of calm is medically essential. And don't make me resort to other, more persuasive measures, sir. You wouldn't like the alternative, Admiral. Now, wait a minute, Corpro, wait a minute. Finchley sputtered, his face purpling with indignation, as if struck by a sudden and virulent allergy to medical authority. I'm as healthy as you are. In fact, I'm healthier than you. I made this whole thing up. Corporal, my illness is an elaborate ruse, a magnificent strategic maneuver to trap Quibble. Do you hear me? A ruse. A brilliant, flawless, tactical ruse. Chirp merely smiled, a terrifyingly serene expression on her face, completely unperturbed by his admission. Yes, Admiral, on the contrary, so your official medical tests, performed diligently this very morning, Admiral, clearly show that you're suffering from high blood pressure, acute and a particularly aggressive strain of combat-induced hypertension, a rare and complicated syndrome, Admiral, which seems to manifest as vivid delusions and dramatic outbursts. Nurse Wilson, retrieve the Admiral's spare uniform immediately and lock them up. We wouldn't want the Admiral escaping again in such inappropriate attire. Oh, hypertension. You quack, Chirp, Finchley shrieked, outraged by her brazen insubordination and the outright denial of his masterful deception. Nurse Wilson, get me my uniform this instant. I demand it. I shall have you scrubbing latrines with a toothbrush. Nurse, for daring to defy me. Nurse Ophelia Wilson, however, emerged from behind the clothing rack, shaking her head. Her face was set in an expression of professional detachment. Nurse Wilson, sir, but my medical duty, and indeed my oath, dictates that I follow Corporal Chirpington's instructions. I'm only doing this for your own good, Admiral Finchley. A long, extended period of rest and quiet contemplation is absolutely essential for your unique and fascinating condition. Now, you just wait a minute. Nurse Wilson, I don't have to listen to you. I outrank you. You insubordinate. Get your hands off me. You insolent medic. You can't. Oh, I get it. I'm being framed. A malicious conspiracy to undermine my command and discredit my flawless reputation. I see through your wretched schemes. Finchley tried to squirm away from Chirpington, who was now expertly maneuvering him back towards the sick-bay cot, her grip surprisingly strong. Now, take it easy, Admiral Finchley. A quiet demeanor is strongly recommended, Chirp said, her voice soft but firm. All I want to do is to get you into bed for some much-needed recuperation. Or do I have to administer a highly effective fast-acting sedative, sir, which will ensure a restful slumber that could last until Commander Quibble has either passed or failed his inspection, whichever occurs first. A medical necessity, Admiral, for the tranquility of the base. Chirp raised the dart gun menacingly, its metallic glint catching the sunlight. Finchley paled, a flicker of genuine fear in his eyes. He knew Corporal Chirpington was quite capable of using the weapon. Very cute, Corporal. Very, very cute. But 100 pounds says I can walk out of here any time I want to. I defy you, Corporal Chirpington, you medical tyrant. Well, 100 pounds says you can't. Admiral Finchley, a wager for medical efficacy, if you will. Admiral, My money is on the efficacy of a fast-acting tranquilizer. Chirp smiled, and Finchley, outmaneuvered and terrified of the dart gun, reluctantly allowed himself to be guided back to the cot. His professional pride was wounded, but his desire to avoid a tranquilizer dart was stronger. Meanwhile, Grand Admiral Thornton, meticulously led by a sweating, increasingly despondent, Commander Q Quibble and a nervously babbling, thoroughly bewildered Pip-Pip, was approaching the air raid shelter, his stern features giving no clue to his thoughts, which were likely a whirlwind of irritation and bewilderment. Lieutenant Kreider, his aide, silently followed, his notepad held firmly. "Well, Commander Quibble," Thornton said, his voice flat, emotionless. "The base laundry was in pretty fair shape. Commander, a credit to your quartermaster's efforts, if not your direct supervision. Though you'd better check those boilers. Ensign Pippin. They seem to be vibrating with an unusual, almost frantic rhythm, a sound that suggests imminent malfunction." "Yes, sir. Check the boilers, sir. Immediately, sir. A detailed diagnostic and stress test will be initiated without delay, Grand Admiral. I shall dispatch a full team of engineers to assess the rhythmic anomalies." Pippin replied, saluting so vigorously he nearly hit himself in the chin. His hibiscus lay jiggling precariously. Thornton sighed, a deep, weary sound, still dwelling on the bewildering scene in Finchley's, a memory that would undoubtedly plague his sleep for weeks to come. "I still can't get over Admiral Finchley's claims, thinking there were local entertainers on a naval base, in a designated emergency shelter, an extraordinary feat of hallucination. Commander, quite frankly, Commander Quibble, I'm surprised an officer of his rank and supposed mental stability would suffer such a vivid and entirely inappropriate delusion." "Oh, I know what you mean, Grand Admiral. Sir, terrible, simply terrible. These wartime stresses." Q Quibble seized the opportunity, his voice oozing with a false sympathy, eager to reinforce Finchley's mental unraveling. "Yes, sir, war does terrible things to a man's mind. Grand Admiral, the strain, the isolation, the relentless pressure of command, the lack of proper rest. It can cause one to imagine, well, a great many things that are simply not present. Indeed, perhaps he believes he is back in some fantastical peacetime carnival. Sir, yes, sir, indeed. I'll dispatch a full report to the Psychiatric Review Board for an immediate and thorough evaluation of his rapidly deteriorating mental state." "Indeed," Thornton muttered, a flicker of something unreadable, perhaps suspicion, perhaps merely extreme distaste, in his eyes. "Well, Commander, let on. Let's see this paragon of military engineering. This air raid shelter that seems to be the epicenter of Admiral Finchley's peculiar mental landscape." Suddenly, just as they were nearing the heavily reinforced structure, a loud, guttural burp, followed by a muffled squeal of protest and the distinct clatter of metallic objects, emanated from within the shelter, vibrating faintly through its steel door. Q Quibble's eyes bulged, distended to the size of polished sea stones. He spun around, trying frantically to think of an immediate, plausible explanation for what sounded suspiciously like several people consuming illicit substances. "Oh, Grand Admiral, sir. I was just about to suggest, perhaps we swing by the naval motor pool, sir. They've just installed a new high-octane refueling system, a technological marvel of propulsion and fuel efficiency. Perhaps that would be more stimulating to your esteemed intellectual curiosity, sir. A true demonstration of American ingenuity." But Thornton, his ears keen despite his age, had heard the distinct, undeniably human sound. His gray eyes, narrowed to dangerous slits, fixed him on the entrance to the air raid shelter, with a gaze that promised swift and merciless judgment. "No, Commander. I believe I preferred to inspect this particular architectural marvel right now. Commander, lead on, and I suggest you do so without further diversions. Commander, my patience, I warn you, is wearing exceedingly thin." Inside the shelter, the atmosphere was thick with anxiety and the faint scent of fermented pineapple. The local performers, bundled together in the darkness, had accidentally knocked over one of Vinnie Rizzo's medicinal rum bottles, and were currently in a mild state of panic, debating the merits of trying to sing their way out. "Well, if I can crawl to the Grand Admiral on my hands and knees and beg for mercy, that's an option, I suppose. If all else fails," Q Quibble muttered to Pippin, his knees visibly trembling. "Hey, Pippin, my dear executive officer, does it not feel remarkably cold in here? For a tropical atoll, don't you think there's a distinct chill in the air? A premonition of doom. Q was desperately trying to buy time, hoping for some miraculous intervention from the heavens, or at least a passing enemy raid to distract Thornton. Pippin, ever literal and genuinely shivering from the stress of the situation, stammered, "Yeah, well, Commander, here, sir. Wrap these rather fetching sarongs around you." "Commander, they provide surprising warmth, sir. Despite their apparent flimsiness, I acquired them from the general supply store's miscellaneous items section, purely for emergency insulation." "Oh, sorry, Commander Quibble. Well, we don't usually wear grass skirts or sarongs in the fleet, you know. Not for active duty." "Never mind, sir. But perhaps the performers inside would prefer to go home now. Commander, they don't want big trouble with the authorities. Their morale is flagging rapidly, and I detect distinct murmurs of outright rebellion amongst them." "Yeah, well, so long." Q Quibble whispered, trying to mentally push the local performers out through the back of the shelter, willing them to disappear through the solid steel. "Hey, wait a minute. Pip, wait a minute. You can't go out there until I scout around. They'll be discovered, inside, and I'm telling you, Pip, I'll stay here. This is all part of the cunning strategy to delay Grand Admiral Thornton, a vital maneuver in the art of evasive military action." Suddenly, an enraged voice echoed from just behind the shelter's heavy, steel-plated entrance. "Come on out of those bushes! I know you're in there, Quibble. I heard you from my office. Sneaking around, attempting a further deceit. No doubt, you scoundrel." Admiral Finchley, having successfully escaped from Corporal Chirpington's tender care, a feat he would later claim was due to sheer, indomitable force of will, though it primarily involved a momentary distraction by a particularly vocal coconut crab, emerged from a nearby patch of tropical foliage, covered in leaves and twigs. He was still clad in his bathrobes, which were now torn and smudged, but he had managed to pilfer a spare midshipman's uniform from a nearby clothesline ute. In fact, a uniform several sizes too small for his ample frame, giving him the appearance of an angry, portly, rather deranged child in ill-fitting garments. His face was crimson with fury, his eyes darting frantically, filled with a wild, almost maniacal glint. "Hey, sailor!" Finchley yelled at Q, apparently so consumed by rage and the strange ill-fitting uniform that he failed to recognize his nemesis in the dim, pre-inspection light. "What are you doing sneaking up on an officer like that, you scurvy scoundrel? Trying to ambush your betters, are we?" "Oh, sorry, sir." Q Quibble, thoroughly confused by Finchley's bizarre appearance and direct address, started to reply, thinking Finchley was actually addressing a low-ranking seaman who might have inadvertently wandered too close. Finchley peered closer, his eyes narrowing, his gaze finally cutting through the dimness in his rage to reveal the familiar features of his hated subordinate. "Oh, it's you, Quibble. It's Commander Quibble. What's your name? Quibble, state your name and rank, for Neptune's sake, and explain your presence." Q, astonished, replied, his voice laced with bewilderment. "Admiral Finchley, what on earth are you doing dressed like a malnourished midshipman, sir?" "Your lord and master, Finchley." "Yes, sir. Your very own admiral, wearing the garments of a raw recruit. An unprecedented breach of sartorial etiquette, sir." "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. My sincerest apologies, Admiral," Pippin blurted out, genuinely thinking Finchley had been summarily demoted by Thornton, a rapid and unprecedented disciplinary action. "Boy, old Grand Admiral Thornton's side must have been rather rough on you, sir. Busted you all the way down to a mid. I hadn't realized his inspection had such a punitive, immediate, and utterly devastating effect on an officer of your rank." "Sir," Finchley roared, his face now a magnificent shade of imperial purple, a direct contrast to his undersized white uniform. "Well, if anybody gets busted around here, Pippin, it's going to be you. Right in the disciplinary record, and your career, ensign, will be busted beyond all recognition. Now, Quibble, where are they? Where are those dancing hula women? You scoundrel. They're in this shelter. I know it. I heard them. I smelled their pineapple-scented presence." "Commander!" Finchley began frantically yanking on the steel door of the air raid shelter, trying to pry it open with a desperate, furious energy that seemed impossible for a sick man. "I don't know, Admiral," Q Quibble lied, hoping against hope the sturdy steel of the shelter would hold against Finchley's assault. Finchley turned, seeing something else in the rapidly fading light, a movement of shadows within the shelter's vents. "Now, get your hands off of me, you nitwit. O'Malley. No girls. I see that girl there. Pippin. A flash of color. You'll get in there. You'll be wearing iron shackles for this disgraceful burger you've cooked." Quibble. "I remember that particular hula girl. Her movements were quite memorable." Admiral, a stentorian voice, resonating with unyielding authority, cut through the burgeoning chaos like a thunderclap. Grand Admiral Thornton, his face a thundercloud of barely suppressed fury, strode into view, Lieutenant Kreider in tow, his uniform impeccable, despite the tropical conditions. "Admiral Finchley, what in blazes is going on here, sir? Why are you dressed in such a questionable fashion, sir? In the uniform of a raw midshipman, and one that is quite ill-fitting at that. And why are you attempting to gain forced entry into a designated emergency shelter like a desperate thief breaking into a pantry?" Admiral Finchley, startled, froze, his hands still on the shelter door. He quickly tried to reassume a semblance of dignity, pulling the midshipman's uniform tighter around his ample frame. "Admiral, easy does it now. Grand Admiral. Remember, I've been under a terrific strain. A tactical genius such as myself, who single-handedly strategizes the entire logistical demands of a war, experiences immense pressure, tremendous mental burdens. Grand Admiral." He tried to give a knowing wink, which came out as a rather frightening facial tic, further eroding his credibility. Thornton's expression remained glacial, unwavering. "Admiral Finchley, are you suggesting that I am a fool, sir? That this is merely an elaborate, stress-induced performance, a theatrical manifestation of your mental anguish? It's me, Grand Admiral Thornton, sir, your inspecting officer, and I find your current appearance and behavior to be deeply concerning. Now, are you going to explain yourself, sir? Or am I to assume you have lost your tenuous grasp on military decorum entirely?" Finchley, seeing his last chance to salvage his plan, abandoned all pretense of illness and distress, allowing pure, unadulterated outrage to take over. "I've got those hula girls. Grand Admiral, I tell you, sir, they're in the laundry shack. No, they're in this air raid shelter. I swear it, Grand Admiral. They are right inside this very structure. I've really got you this time. Quibble, you scheming, nefarious scoundrel. Your lies are exposed." He pointed a trembling, accusing finger directly at Q, his voice trembling with a combination of fury and triumph. Thornton's gaze returned to Finchley, lingering on his mismatched uniform, his wild, darting eyes, and his overall air of frantic disarray. "Finchley, what are you doing running around screaming in that midshipman's uniform, sir? It appears to be several sizes too small for your considerable frame, Admiral. And your behavior, Admiral, is hardly befitting of an officer of your rank and distinction." "Well, Grand Admiral, sir, I had to find those dancing women before you finished your inspection." "Admiral," Finchley insisted, now sounding completely unhinged, his voice rising to a pathetic whine. "I found them right here, by Neptune's beard." "Oh, girls again," Thornton murmured, rubbing his chin thoughtfully, his patience now wearing thin, the grim realization of Finchley's actual state dawning upon him. "He's worse than ever, sir. This condition of his seems to be progressing rapidly to the point of outright public hallucination and acute paranoia." Q Quibble quickly stepped forward, grabbing Finchley by the arm, trying to physically restrain him. "I'd better get him right back to the sick bay immediately, Grand Admiral. Sir, before his tropical malady Z7 becomes dangerously contagious to the entire command staff." "Get your hands off me, you sneaky traitor, Quibble!" Finchley shrieked, struggling against Q's surprisingly strong grip. "He's a sneaky traitor, Grand Admiral. Please, Grand Admiral, you've got to take a look at these ladies of the dance in the air raid shelter right now, sir. They are right in here. Grand Admiral, I swear it. He's trying to hide them. Grand Admiral, the rogue." He pointed frantically at the shelter door again, his eyes bulging. Thornton, seeing the absolute chaos unfolding, the spiraling madness of Admiral Finchley, simply shook his head, His expression was now a mixture of profound wariness and professional resignation. Now, calm down, Admiral Finchley. Control your vivid imagination, sir. Of course, we'll look in the air raid shelter. A quick, perfunctory glance, Admiral, and then we'll go back to the sickbay, Admiral, and take a nice long nap. Perhaps a double dose of Corporal Chirpington's sedative might be in order, Admiral, to induce a profound and much-needed period of quiescence. Finchley, now believing he had finally won, gave Q Quibble a triumphant, if somewhat manic, grin. You're going to get it now. Quibble. Oh me. See, Grand Admiral, we're coming. You're trapped, you wretched base commander, caught red-handed, I tell you. Q Quibble, utterly defeated, could only stand by as Thornton, with a weary sigh, approached the shelter. Grand Admiral, we've already checked the laundry, sir, meticulously inspected it. Remember, Grand Admiral, check the boilers. They were vibrating with rhythmic regularity. Sir, perhaps the focus should remain on structural integrity. He desperately tried to redirect Thornton's attention away from the imminent discovery. Don't you try and worm out of it, Quibble, Finchley interjected, feeling a surge of renewed, if precarious, energy. This time, you'll get the worm. You're finished. Caput. Finito. Do you hear me, you scoundrel? Finito. Quibble. Finito. You say, perhaps not quite, Finchley. Your pronouncements of finality may be premature. Never mind. Quibble, I think we should hear the Admiral out. He seems quite insistent on this matter. Thornton's expression was now inscrutable, a perfect mask of disinterest that hid a deep well of growing, professional irritation. The Grand Admiral's onto you now, you rascal. Your time is up. Brace yourself for the evidence. Grand Admiral, the incontrovertible evidence of his nefarious doings. Finchley gloated, rubbing his hands together. Stand by, sir. Q Quibble suddenly bellowed, his voice filled with a surprising surge of authority, a desperate, last-ditch effort. Men, deploy, immediately. Execute Operation Diversionary Maneuver, Theta. Right now, men. He gestured wildly towards the shelter door. From within the shelter, the sounds of scuffling and frantic whispers erupted. Then a small, wiry local performer, clad in a hastily donned sailor's cap, burst forth, tripping over a discarded coconut. Fire drill! Fire drill! Grand Admiral! An urgent, unannounced, and thoroughly convincing fire drill. Sir, a safety demonstration. Grand Admiral. To showcase our rapid response capabilities, he yelled, attempting a clumsy mock run from the shelter, flailing his arms for added effect. Finchley gasped, his eyes bugging out, his jaw dropping. Hey, Grand Admiral, here's your girls. Right here, I've got you. Now you're going to show your faces. You insubordinate sirens of the South Pacific. He lunged forward, trying to grab one of the rapidly disappearing figures, who, being far more agile, easily evaded him. At that exact moment, Pip, having somehow managed to slip into the air raid shelter via a cleverly concealed ventilation shaft, or perhaps just fallen into it accidentally during the initial scramble, emerged triumphantly, saluting Thornton with an elaborate flourish. His face was smudged with dust, but his eyes shone with a heroic pride. Ensign Pippin reporting fire drill. 100% successful. Sir, all personnel evacuated in record time. Grand Admiral, a triumph of safety and efficiency. Sir. Thornton stared at the utterly empty air raid shelter, then at the panting, triumphant Pippin, and then back at the sputtering, bewildered Finchley, who was now clutching his head in confusion. I'm sorry, Grand Admiral. I sincerely apologize for the enthusiastic, yet highly effective, display of fire drill efficacy. Sir, Q Quibble interjected, trying desperately to look as innocent and professionally responsible as possible. It's all right, Quibble. Admiral Finchley, you should know better than to obstruct a man pursuing his duties, sir. Even if that duty is to perform a rather ill-timed, yet cliffly effective fire drill demonstration during a surprise inspection. Thornton's voice was dangerously calm, laced with a barely concealed warning. Now, Admiral, please. Commander Quibble, all the girls are getting away, I tell you. The dancing maidens, the exotic, forbidden dancers. I can see them, Grand Admiral. I swear it. They're still in those suits, the revealing costumes. Grand Admiral. Finchley was now flailing wildly, pointing vaguely at the departing fire drill participants who were, to all appearances, merely regular naval personnel rapidly exiting the scene. Sure there are, Admiral Finchley. Of course they are. Sure there are. Your vivid imagination continues to serve you well, Admiral. Now, back to the sick bay, sir. I'll do it myself, if I have to. Admiral. Thornton seized Finchley firmly by the arm, and the Admiral suddenly found himself being unceremoniously escorted away by a man he had hoped to impress. Easy, does it now, Admiral? A nice, long rest, and you'll be as good as new. And if you're real good, Admiral Finchley, perhaps you'll stop seeing dancing maidens in every shadow. Maybe you'll even get your mental clarity back, such as it is, sir. Finchley, defeated and utterly bewildered, could only whimper, "Yeah, well, please, Grand Admiral, you got it all wrong. It's a conspiracy." "I believe you, Admiral. I believe you now, Grand Admiral. Come along. You're going to be all right. Goodbye, Admiral Finchley." Thornton waved dismissively to Q Quibble and Pip Pippin, the silent promise of future reckoning clearly visible in his stern gray eyes. "And we'll see you on visiting day, sir," Q Quibble called out cheerfully, a triumphant, if exhausted, grin finally spreading across his face, now that the immediate crisis had passed. "Perhaps we shall bring you a particularly vivid bouquet of hibiscus, Admiral, to inspire your imagination." Once Finchley and Thornton had departed, Q Quibble, surrounded by his weary but triumphant crew, finally collapsed into a deck chair, a long, drawn-out sigh escaping his lips. "I don't care where Executive Officer Pippin said to put those extra fire axes. They can't bunk in a nurse's quarters. That's just poor storage logistics, Pip. And a clear breach of the Geneva Convention, I imagine." He looked around, surveying the aftermath of their ingenious deception, a scene of utter, heroic, and barely contained chaos. "Hey, Commander Quibble, mail call," Spark Sterling shouted, jogging up with a single, pristine white envelope, held delicately, as if it might spontaneously explode. One card from Admiral Finchley. Q Quibble opened it, a wary eye for further traps, knowing Finchley's propensity for insidious mischief. He read aloud, his voice tinged with weary resignation. "My dear Acting Best Commander, having a wonderful time frisking on the sun-drenched sands of Melamali Atoll. A truly invigorating experience. I assure you, can't thank you enough for filling in for me like this. Your prompt assistance is noted, ever so fondly, Admiral Octavius B. Finchley. P.S. Please excuse the ink blots. My martini spilled. Also, tell Executive Officer Pippin, detailing its origins and tactical applications." Q crumpled the card in his fist, a furious glint in his eye. Martini spilled, indeed. That devious old sea dog, Melamali, Maya Foot. He's probably 3 miles down the coast, sipping gin and already concocting another insidious scheme to destroy my career. Just then, the field telephone rang again, its shrill, insistent cry cutting through the brief, hard-won moment of peace. Q sighed, a deep, world-weary exhalation, answering with a weary, "Hello, Acting Base Commander, Quibble here, reporting for another shift in the twilight zone of Bumfussel Atoll." He listened for a moment, then his face fell even further, if that were possible. "What? All right. All right. I'll have somebody come over right away. Another crisis." Another triumph for my burgeoning, and increasingly stressful command, a veritable symphony of logistical nightmares. He glared at Pip Pippin, who was still beaming. "A job for your executive officer. Pip, yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah." Q thrust the receiver at Pip, who fumbled to catch it. "I want you to get right over to the Seafarers Social Hall and fix those sinks, Pippin, immediately. The water's clear out to the dance floor again. Apparently, the plumbing has decided to mount another insurrection, and this time, Pip, try not to amputate any pipework with your innovative, yet clumsy, repairs, and Pip Pippin, despite the monumental, and frankly unsanitary, task before him, squared his shoulders with an air of immense self-imp. "Red shoulder, arms, Commander Quibble. Hard march, Commander. I shall restore functionality to the entire drainage system of the social hall. Forward, my trusty tools of plumbing. The cause of sanitation demands immediate and decisive action." He saluted, then marched off with an air of immense self-importance, a plunger held aloft like a battle standard, nearly colliding with Chief Bosun Bullock as he exited, who merely grunted in weary resignation. Watch where you're going, Ensign Pippin, barging in here like that for heaven's sake. Your clumsy enthusiasm could wreak havoc. I could have cut you too, you clumsy idiot. Bosun Bullock growled, rubbing his arm, having narrowly avoided a collision with Pippin, caught off guard but recovering with a quick mental scramble, replied, "That's right, sir. You could have, and near mischief, which simply confirms the dangers of uncoordinated movement in a busy thoroughfare. What's the matter with you? You stand up straight like a man, for heaven's sake. Maintain your military posture. What do you want anyway?" "Chief, what are you now, Chief?" Pip, now utterly flustered by Bullock's brusque manner, reverted to Finchley's stuttering, demanding cadence. "Oh, pardon me, Commander Quibble, sir, but you sent for me? I hope it's not another plumbing crisis, sir, for my plungers are already at the limit of their endurance." "I know that, you numbskull Bullock. Why else would you be in here, if not to convey some urgent message of minor catastrophe?" Q Quibble rubbed his temples, already anticipating the next disaster. "Now, Chief, I've just received a rather exotic call from Admiral Finchley, a signal of great import. He described it. We are to expect a visit from a very important person here at Bumfuzolat. He is no less than His Illustrious Eminence, Sultan Karim al-Harazi of the Asher Isles. He's a crucial ally, you understand, Bosun, a key player in our regional diplomatic initiatives." Bosun Bullock blinked, his grizzled face a mask of profound confusion. "Huh, a sultan, you say, Commander, here, on our dusty little atoll. Are we hosting a world peace summit now, Commander?" Hugh nodded gravely, trying to impress upon Bullock the monumental significance of the visit. "Indeed, Bosun, a sultan, and that's not all. The enemy, the nefarious Scuttlebutt Armada, is currently threatening to attack his island. You see, so one of our liaison planes is bringing him out of harm's way, Commander, along with his 3 esteemed, and I imagine quite glamorous, daughters. Yes, sir, 3 royal princesses. Bosun, a sultan, and 3 princesses. Imagine the international ramifications of such a visit, the diplomatic opportunities, the potential for enhanced intercultural understanding." Pippin, who had returned, having been summarily ejected from the social hall by an irate Chief Bullock due to his innovative but ultimately disastrous plumbing solutions, clapped his hands in delight, completely oblivious to the gravity of the military situation. "Oh, a sultan and 3 princesses, sir. Oh, what a feather in our cap here at Atoll of Apathy. Commander Quibble, sir, a veritable plume of diplomatic prowess. Commander, a symbol of our burgeoning influence. Our cap, Pippin. Oh, no, sir. Excuse me. Your cap, sir. Yours and yours alone, my executive officer. For the success or failure of this diplomatic mission shall rest solely on your executive shoulders." Q quickly corrected, ever aware of Finchley's propensity to deflect blame onto his subordinates. "Now, Executive Officer Pippin, Admiral Finchley wants to be absolutely sure that we go all out to make an impression, a truly unforgettable, utterly exemplary, and undeniably impressive impression on His Highness. So I want you to make certain that everything is 100% in order. I repeat, 100%. Inside, no less will suffice. No more exploding sinks or malfunctioning pipes." "Hey!" a cheerful voice called from the doorway. It was deckhand Vince Rizzo, accompanied by a small group of local villagers, all of whom appeared rather disheveled, covered in dust and stray palm fronds, looking as if they'd just emerged from a particularly vigorous game of hide-and-seek. "If you had a good swim, lads, we'll see you Sunday." Commander Quibble: "Sir, how good of you to return to the office. Sir, we were having a delightful time by the shore, merely reflecting upon the virtues of military readiness, and enjoying a thoroughly refreshing dip in the crystal-clear waters." Q Quibble merely threw his hands up in despair, feeling a fresh wave of exhaustion wash over him. "Hello, Vinny, you incorrigible reprobate. Now, how on earth am I supposed to make an impression on a dignitary such as a man of refined tastes and demanding protocols? With you and your riffraff running around loose, making an unholy racket and generally undermining all military order, Admiral Finchley is liable to have a catastrophic stroke if he catches sight of you, Vinny." "Oh, sir, is that a challenge, sir?" "A gauntlet thrown down, as it were, Commander," Vinny asked, a mischievous glint in his eye. clearly misunderstanding Q's exasperation. Vinny, I want you to order the Sea Hound out on a Redcon mission immediately. To the Aku reefs for the next 3 days. A comprehensive, intensive patrol. Inspect every coral out. Investigate every errant bubble. Scan every square inch of the ocean floor for enemy presence. Do you understand me, Rizzo? 3 days of unremitting, solitary patrol. Q tried to make it sound official and extremely important, even though he knew there was nothing on Aku reefs but empty water, exceedingly sharp coral, and the occasional bewildered PIP, Pippin, ever analytical, piped up, genuinely concerned for Vinny's safety. But, Commander Quibble, sir, there are no enemy vessels on Oak. That's just a deserted strip of exceedingly sharp coral that could seriously damage the hull of the Sea Hound, sir. It is a barren and dangerous stretch of ocean, Commander. Q Quibble gave Pip a stern look. Then, when he was sure Bullock and Vinny weren't watching, gave him a quick, conspiratorial wink. Pip's face, initially confused, slowly broke into a grin of dawning comprehension. Oh, I get it, sir. Commander Quibble. You are clever, sir. Utterly brilliant. A subtle, tactical masterpiece of administrative management. Sir, you are trying to remove a certain element of exuberance, shall we say, from the immediate vicinity of the impending diplomatic visit. Inspired, Pip beamed, now fully understanding the scheme. Yes, Midshipman Pippin. What did you expect from a commander of my caliber? I didn't get my commission for playing tiddlywinks with the local wildlife. You know. Q then boasted, completely forgetting that Admiral Finchley was usually the one who delivered that line, and that his own commission was less than heroically achieved. In fact, Pip, I got it because my wife has this rather influential cousin in the Pentagon. So he stopped abruptly, realizing he was about to give away the true, rather embarrassing, and certainly less than heroic story of his commission. Get out of here, Pippin. Both of you, immediately, before I reveal any further scandalous, career-ending details that would shock the very foundations of the naval institution. Pippin, mortified by Q's near confession, gasped. Sir, sorry, sir. Forgive me. I'm frightfully sorry, sir. My profound apologies. Commander Quibble. He turned and hustled out of the office, eager to escape further revelations. Vinny Rizzo merely grinned, having heard the entire exchange. Suddenly, the office door swung open with dramatic flair, and in walked Quartermaster Finnegan O'Malley, looking even more disheveled than usual, clutching a handful of exotic, rather wilted, orchids. His face was a mixture of frustration and exhaustion. If you need me to help you welcome a sultan, they wilt at a furious rate in this humidity. And they are required for the ceremonial welcome. My decorative talents are being pushed to their absolute limits, sir. He stumbled forward, nearly dropping the precious blossoms onto the dusty floor. You are very kind to me, sir, but everything is, or will be, in order for His Highness's arrival. The honor guard, comprised of the most stalwart members of our maintenance crew, the ones whose uniforms are relatively presentable, is ready. They are currently practicing salutes as commander, under the keen supervision of Bosun Bullock. Just then, the field telephone on Q's desk jangled violently, its shrill clamor once again shattering the delicate illusion of calm. Q snatched it up, hoping it wasn't another incoming crisis or, worse, Admiral Finchley. Commander Quibble here, reporting for duty in the chaotic crucible of Bumfuzzell. Oh, hello, Commander Quibble, came Admiral Finchley's syrupy voice from the other end of the line, a tone that Q instantly recognized as deeply, profoundly ominous. Everything is ready for the Sultan's arrival. Is it, Commander? Excellent. Admiral Thornton was quite pleased with our fire drill preparations. So this visit promises to elevate Boomfuzzell's prestige exponentially to heretofore unforeseen heights of diplomatic triumph. Q Quibble felt a fresh wave of nausea wash over him. He gripped the phone tighter. Admiral Finchley, sir. I have just received an urgent. The Sultan's plane has been unexpectedly delayed. Apparently, they were playing that game of engine trouble roulette down near the island of Samora, sir, and are now experiencing an actual, bona fide engine issue, with a forced landing imminently anticipated in a small, uninhabited cove. A truly unfortunate turn of events, Admiral. Yeah, oh well, Finchley chirped, his voice utterly unconcerned, almost cheerful. That's a pity. But I don't have any boats in that area, Commander. Not a single vessel available for immediate deployment. You'll just have to send a telegram to the Sultan's palace and inform them of his new, rather unfortunate, prolonged vacation on a deserted island. Perhaps you'll find some pleasant seashells. Commander Pippin, who had returned, now having completely misunderstood the tactical nuances of Q's previous conversation, and who had been listening with rapt, earnest attention, suddenly spoke up, his eyes shining with newfound purpose. "Oh, sir," Commander quibbled, "the Sea Hound is right near there, sir. Remember, you sent them to Oku Reefs for that strategic reconnaissance mission. It's right on the way to Samura, sir. A mere hope, skip, and a jump for our fast, efficient vessel." Finchley sputtered on the other end of the line, clearly taken aback by Pip's surprisingly astute geographical analysis. "Oh, you heard him quibble? That young midshipman with the impressive, if slightly flustered, geographical knowledge? Yes. He's a very fine boy. That Ensign Pippin. He's very alert, Admiral. Exceptionally perceptive. For a junior officer, you want Commander Quibble and the Sea Hound crew to go down and pick them up. Then, Commander, a crucial mission of diplomatic extraction, sir. Excellent work, Pippin. Your intellectual contributions are noted. Q Quibble, seeing the trap for what it was. Finchley wanted him, Q, to be the one responsible for this high-stakes rescue, knowing the potential for a disaster. Suddenly seized the opportunity for some clever counter-manipulation. Admiral Finchley, "Sir, I just had a thought. A brilliant flash of tactical inspiration, sir. I have a very fine boat, sir. Almost in the same vicinity, Admiral, and it's just been painted. Sir, it's the auxiliary launcher. You know, the one that Grand Admiral Thornton admired for its gleam and its remarkably pristine hull. It's far more presentable for ferrying royalty. I know that Sir Hound and Sir Hound crew quibble, and I am not interested in your freshly painted auxiliary launchers, Commander. What's the matter with them? They are fast, functional, and available. Send them immediately. Admiral Finchley is giving the order now. Commander Quibble, it is a direct and irrevocable directive. Now move." "Commander," Finchley bellowed, determined to see Q in charge of something disastrously, hilariously unpredictable. "Sir, Admiral, one more chance, sir. One more chance to demonstrate the unparalleled efficiency of the sea." Q pleaded, desperate to prove his competence, even if it meant rescuing a Sultan with Vinnie Rizzo in tow, and navigating treacherous coral. "Yes, sir. Instead of a dull recon of non-existent enemy activity near our, we get a chance to rescue a Sultan and his royal daughters. It would be a tremendous boost to our intercultural relations, sir. An unparalleled triumph of American diplomacy. Imagine the press release, Admiral, the accolades, the commendations, the utterly spectacular public relations coup." "There's that dame," Pippin suddenly blurted out, pointing at the open door. It was Lieutenant Nurse Ophelia Wilson, who had apparently slipped away from Corporal Chirpington's watchful eye, her face set in an expression of quiet determination. "Pip, knock it off, Ensign," Q hissed, his mind reeling from the unexpected interruption, trying to quickly assess whether Nurse Wilson's presence posed a fresh threat to his ever-precarious command. "We don't need any more hallucinations complicating matters. With Admiral Finchley, maintain your silence, Pip." Q turned back to the phone, his voice firm. "Understood, Admiral. Sahone to immediate deployment. Commander Quibble, over and out." He slammed the phone down, feeling a mix of apprehension and exhilaration. Q then turned to his crew, who were now scattered around the office, trying to look busy and important. "All right. Spread out, boys. Spread out. Maintain maximum efficiency. Get the Sea Hound ready for immediate deployment. Full throttle ahead. Now." Moments later, the Sea Hound, its engines throbbing with a familiar, if slightly unreliable, hum, was slicing through the turquoise waters of the Coral Cascade. Aboard, the crew, including Q Quibble, the perpetually wide-eyed Pippin, the charmingly rogue deckhand Vince Rizzo, the perpetually oil-stained seaman apprentice Cog Coleman, the nervously efficient seaman recruit Spark Sterling, and the eager, albeit clumsy, midshipman Eustace Everson, were all tense with anticipation. After a few hours of searching, navigating through treacherous coral formations and dodging the occasional suspicious-looking schools of fish, A faint distress signal finally led them to a small, isolated cove on the verdant island of Hold it! Hold it, lads! Q Quibble commanded, his voice sharp, his eyes scanning the shore through his battered binoculars. I see them. Figures on the beach. Looks like, well, royalty. If the previous description holds true, and assuming the royal robes haven't been replaced by hastily fashioned palm fronds. As they brought the sea hound into shore, its hull scraping gently on the sandy bottom, a tall, imposing man in magnificent, flowing robes, his face, a picture of stoic resignation, flanked by three equally regal women of breathtaking beauty, stepped forward. His expression, though tired, held a distinct aura of authority. Hi, I'm sure glad it's you instead of the scuttlebutt armada, or, for that matter, any particularly aggressive species of indigenous wildlife, Your Highness. It's all right. Our rescue party's arrived. You are safe from immediate peril, Q Quibble declared, trying to sound as reassuring as possible. Pippin, gaping at the sight of actual, living, breathing royalty, whispered to Sparks, his voice a hoarse squeak. Hey boy, a real-life sultan, and princesses. What are we supposed to do, Sparks? Bo, genuflect. Which way is Mecca, Sparks? I seem to have completely forgotten the proper protocol for greeting a monarch in an emergency situation. Q Quibble, however, stepped forward, affecting his most charmingly diplomatic demeanor, attempting to project an aura of effortless command and profound respect. Greetings, Your Highness. Greetings, sir. My name is Lieutenant Commander Quentin Quibble, sir, and my crew and I are here to serve you. It is an immense honor, a distinct privilege, to render assistance to such an esteemed ally of the United States Navy. The Sultan, a man of majestic bearing with wise, piercing eyes, and a neatly trimmed silver beard that exuded an air of timeless authority, inclined his head, a gesture of regal acknowledgement. Thank you, Commander Quibble. I am Kareem. These men here with you, Commander Quibble, this rather mortally, yet evidently effective, crew, are they to be trusted to transport a priceless cargo back to your base? His gaze, sharp and assessing, swept over the motley crew of the sea, clearly taking in their rumpled uniforms, their various tattoos, and their general air of irreverence and slightly manic enthusiasm. Oh, absolutely, sir. Beyond reproach, Your Highness. My men are the very epitome of trustworthiness and professional dedication, Q Quibble assured him, perhaps with more conviction than was strictly warranted, knowing the various misdemeanors his crew regularly engaged in. Oh, yes, sir. You are now under the unimpeachable protection of the United States Navy. Sir, forgive any minor doubts you might possess, Your Highness, for they are entirely unfounded. But I travel with my most valuable possessions, Commander, my cherished daughters, and their considerable dowries, which are currently secured in various ornamental chests. Vinny Rizzo, ever the connoisseur of beauty and wealth, his eyes wide and sparkling, suddenly blurted out, unable to contain his enthusiasm as he gazed upon the three princesses, whose beauty seemed to radiate even under the stress of their forced landing. Truly a sight to behold, Commander, an unparalleled visual experience. The Sultan's head snapped towards Vinny, his wise eyes suddenly narrowing, his expression darkened perceptibly, the regal stoicism giving way to a hint of regal displeasure. I heard that, young man. Loudly and quite clearly. I forgive you for your ignorance of the customs of my country, which are rather more refined than your current outburst. Were you raised in the jungle, like a wild chicken, that you have no respect for noble women or their inherent dignity? Q Quibble quickly intervened, giving Vinny a sharp, surreptitious elbow to the ribs, hoping to silence him. Oh, well, now, wait a minute, Your Highness. With all due respect, sir, he didn't mean any harm. You see, in our country, that's a sort of ceremonial greeting, a traditional expression of deep admiration for feminine beauty. Sir, a highly formalized, if somewhat vocal, expression of profound respect. We call it the wowie. Wow, wow, wow. Like a chicken salute, Your Highness. It is deeply rooted in our tribal customs of enthusiastic approbation. Q was desperately improvising, making up elaborate cultural traditions on the spot, hoping the Sultan's knowledge of American customs was as limited as his own knowledge of Moroni ones. The Sultan, clearly unimpressed by Q's blatant fabrication, merely gave a chilling, thin-lipped smile that promised severe repercussions. The next man who dares to debase the dignity of the princesses with such uncouth expressions, Commander Quibble, will answer personally to me. And me, sir. I assure your commander, my personal guards, though currently absent from my immediate entourage, would be most displeased by such overt displays of disrespect. All right, you guys. You heard His Highness. Meticulous conduct and utmost respect. Go get their luggage, gentlemen, immediately, and keep your eyes on the ground. Rizzo. For Neptune's sake, no more wowie-wow-wow. Understand? Your vocal cords are hereby restricted to expressions of dignified and polite assistance. Q Quibble ordered, glaring at Vinny, who, for once, actually looked chastised. This way, your highness, to the sea. Ladies, please, follow me. Pippin, attempting to be helpful and overly formal, scurried forward, performing a clumsy, exaggerated bow to the princesses, nearly tripping over his own feet in the process. Boy, I think we will certainly fill the requirements. Commander, 100% compliance. No debasing, your highnesses. Just bowing, sir. Many, many bows, sir, of the deepest and most profound respect. The Sultan, still looking somewhat skeptical, but recognizing the dire circumstances, stepped onto the Sea Hound, his voluminous robes rustling gently. Well, Commander, you run a tight ship, I must concede. Rather an interesting craft, this Sea Hound, I must say. If my country had a navy, Commander Quibble, I would certainly include a fleet of these rather rustic, yet evidently swift, and highly maneuverable vessels. The important thing, Your Highness, Q Quibble said, puffing out his chest with an air of newfound professional pride, is to maintain complete and utter control of the boat at all times. Precision, Your Highness, absolute command of every nautical variable. See what the wind is doing, Your Highness? Observe the currents. We must navigate with absolute, unyielding precision. Midshipman Pippin, what in Neptune's name do you think you are doing? How dare you attempt to touch the rudder? Boy! Commander, the seas are a bit rough today. Exceptionally turbulent. Almost capriciously so. Unpredictable waves, Your Highness. The Sultan, however, had noticed something else. His wise gaze fixed on the cockpit. Oh, that's just my daughter, Commander Quibble. My daughter, Princess Zahara. She appears to have taken an immediate and rather enthusiastic interest in the operational procedures of your magnificent vessel. Where is Princess Zahara, Commander Quibble? Princess Zahara, a young woman of captivating beauty, her eyes sparkling with an irrepressible spirit of adventure, was already clambering into the cockpit, her royal robes rustling as she took the helm. Come here, father. Yes, father. Commander Quibble says that if Your Highness is so interested in PT boats, perhaps you'd like to handle this one, so, drive it yourself. Sir, it's really quite stimulating and an excellent exercise in practical seamanship. The Sultan's face brightened considerably, his earlier apprehension giving way to a genuine, childlike excitement. Yes, sir. Commander Quibble, hand me the wheel. Sir, just steer, if you please, sir. Right here. A most invigorating experience, I am certain. And Commander Quibble, you will find it quite relaxing. It's lots of fun. Your Highness, steering a PT boat across the open sea. May I, Commander Quibble? May I take the helm? Q. Quibble, sensing a moment of unparalleled diplomatic opportunity, immediately Yes, Your Highness. Indeed, that does sound like a most amusing adventure, a truly engaging diversion. My honored guest, here you are, sir. The helm is yours, Your Highness, for a momentary, yet exhilarating, nautical thrill. He handed the Sultan the steering wheel, much to the awe of the Sea Hound crew, who were utterly bewildered by this sudden turn of events. Spark Sterling actually dropped his wrench. Upon their return to Bumfus, after a surprisingly uneventful voyage with the Sultan at the helm, the entire crew was greeted by a meticulously organized reception committee led by Admiral Finchley himself. Finchley, having somehow managed to secure a fresh, crisply laundered uniform, was practically preening with, having successfully offloaded the entire diplomatic responsibility onto Q Quibble. He stood at the head of the dock, flanked by a nervous-looking Finnegan O'Malley and a severely disapproving Lieutenant Greetings, O exalted ruler of the Azar Isles, O noble ally and friend. Finchley began, launching into an elaborate speech of welcome that seemed to stretch into eternity, filled with flowery language and overblown metaphors. Allow me to introduce myself, sir. I am at your distinguished service. I am Admiral Octavius B. Finchley, commander of this glorious bastion of naval might. I trust your highness has had a safe voyage, sir, and a journey of utmost comfort. Yes, the Sultan replied, his eyes twinkling with a knowing amusement, as he looked pointedly at Q Quibble, who stood ramrod straight beside the Admiral, looking utterly exhausted and covered in a fine sheen of sea spray. And a remarkably pleasant one, Admiral Finchley, a most invigorating experience. Thanks to your esteemed Commander Quibble, he is a very efficient and exceedingly entertaining officer. A truly singular individual, with a most unique approach to nautical instruction. Finchley's forced smile tightened fractionally, the corners of his mouth twitching, but he maintained his composure, even though the compliment clearly felt like a subtle barb. Yes, isn't he, your highness? We're very proud of him. He's a true credit to the service, and a vibrant personality. He then shot Q a look that promised 1,000 slow and painful demotions, delivered through carefully worded reprimands. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, your highness. And now, your highness, if you and your delightful daughters will accompany me, I'll be glad to show you your quarters. They have been meticulously prepared for your esteemed comfort and cultural preferences, as befitting royalty. I'm sure you're going to find them very satisfactory indeed. A true sanctuary. Finchley then, with a flourish, offered the Sultan his arm. Present. Run. Good day, gentlemen, he added, dismissing the Sea-Hound crew with a brusque wave of his hand. Hey, Commander Quibble. So, how'd you wrangle that dinner invitation from the old lead bottom? Vinny Rizzo whispered, as the Sultan and his entourage were led away by Finchley, all the while eyeing the departing princesses with renewed interest. We all saw Admiral Finchley's grimace, sir. He was practically salivating at the prospect of your professional ruination. Commander, not a delightful evening of shared meals. Q Quibble sighed, running a hand through his hair, which was now thoroughly plastered to his head by sea spray. It's a command performance. Rizzo, not a willing invitation. The Sultan was so thrilled with the boat ride. Apparently he found Pip Pippin's erratic steering exhilarating, a unique challenge in nautical prowess, that he insisted that Admiral Finchley invite me to the big dinner. I barely escaped having to bring along a royal food taster to ensure the Admiral hadn't poisoned my entree with some particularly virulent tropical toxin. Hey, Commander, if you get a peek at the princesses up close at dinner, tell us what they really look like, huh? Spark Sterling asked, nudging Pip Pippin, who was still trying to subtly retuck his hibiscus lei. Are they as captivating as their royal portraits suggest, Commander? Do they truly glow with an ethereal light? Yeah, Commander Quibble, Pip Pippin chimed in, equally eager for information. Never mind the girls. Your actual mission is to secure the peace of the atoll, boy. You guys are restricted to the base. You're confined to the Sea-Hound until I personally inspect the sanitation and overall morale. A comprehensive internal audit, if you will. Sparks, you're in charge of the vessel, and keep those peanut butter rations secure. Sparks, we do not want a repeat of yesterday's unfortunate reptilian incident. Right. Commander Q Quibble. Sir. Sparks saluted smartly, a mischievous glint in his eye, already contemplating what sort of low-stakes mischief he could orchestrate. I'll keep an eye on them. Commander. Man. Starting now. Commander. Have a good time, sir. Don't let Finchley corner you with any further strategic requests to undermine your command. Vinny Rizzo groaned, a sound of profound despair. Man, 3 beautiful days on Bumfuzzle Atoll, with the sun shining, the ocean inviting, and we're stuck here, confined to the vessel. This is a monstrous injustice. Commander, a violation of basic human liberty, I argue. We've got to get out of this. Commander Quibble. Sir. Yeah, Cart Coleman added, equally despondent, his face smeared with a fresh layer of engine grease. You guys think you've got a problem. Commander Quibble. What about me? I got a date with one of those princesses. Princess Sahara, to be precise, in 15 minutes. Commander. It's a diplomatic imperative, sir. A matter of international relations that requires my immediate and romantic attention. Q Quibble's eyes widened to a comical degree. How did you manage that, Rizzo? Did you promise her a free lifetime supply of the mess hall's particularly questionable mystery meat, Vinny? Or perhaps a secret map to a hidden cache of chocolate rations. Vinny merely winked, a sly, knowing gesture. Well, Commander, I made a little date on the boat, sir. While His Highness was enjoying the thrill of command at the helm, and Ensign Pippin was demonstrating his unique navigational flair for finding every sandbar in the South Pacific, I extended an invitation. Commander, her name is Zahara. In the tongue of the Azure Isles, it means happiness. And I promise you, Commander, she is happiness, personified, a beacon of pure joy. Pippin, always a little slow on the uptake, but perpetually drawn to any discussion of romance, clapped his hands in delight. Boy, Vinny, you work faster than baking soda. Rizzo, a truly impressive feat of amorous speed. How about spreading a little happiness around with your buddies, Vinny? There's 2 more princesses out there, Vinny. Princess Layla and Princess Amira. Perhaps Princess Layla would like to learn to play checkers, or Princess Amira might be interested in the proper maintenance of naval weaponry. Vinny, seizing the opportunity with the opportunistic gleam of a seasoned gambler, grinned. Tell you what I'll do, Pip. You guys help me borrow the Sea Hound for a quick spin, so I can keep my date with Princess Zahara, and I'll see what I can do about those other Moroni mama. As you so eloquently put it, Commander, I promise Zahara. A quick boat ride. Commander Quibble, sir. A romantic twilight cruise. Look, it'll be a short one, Commander, but I'll need your help getting the boat out of its mooring. Now, if we can keep Executive Officer Pippin busy with his comprehensive internal audit. Pippin, still oblivious to the machinations unfolding around him, merely looked confused. Okay, men, let's break out the cards. While I'm in command, as your acting executive officer, we're only playing for matchsticks, gentlemen. Admiral Finchley's rules. You understand. For prudent financial management in times of conflict. Vinny Rizzo rolled his eyes, a flicker of genuine irritation in his expression. Executive Officer Pippin, let's not waste our precious time playing cards. The game of chance, when true intellectual stimulation is at hand. As long as we're stuck here, Commander, let's put our time to something constructive and educational. Perhaps Commander Quibble could enlighten us all on a technical subject. A riveting discourse on the intricacies of naval engineering. Perhaps. Pippin, ever eager for intellectual stimulation, brightened considerably, his earnest face alight with newfound purpose. Well, sir, Commander Quibble, we'd all be very grateful if you'd refresh our battle-weary minds on the nomenclature, the advanced tactical application, and the systematic disassembly of the 50 caliber machine gun. A truly riveting lecture, I am certain, sir, providing valuable insight into our defensive capabilities. Boy, Pip, I'm really proud of you guys. That's real Navy spirit, learning about advanced weaponry and strategic defensive postures. Q Quibble said, subtly nodding to Vinny, signaling his acquiescence to the scheme. As a matter of fact, sir, Vinny interjected, his eyes glinting mischievously, a plan forming in his cunning mind. We'd truly appreciate it. Commander Quibble, sir, if you'd demonstrate to us how to take it apart, blindfolded. Yes, a true test of technical mastery. We'll get 6 to 5 that you can't do it in under 2 minutes. Commander, it would be an awe-inspiring display of your superior engineering prowess. Q Quibble, ever proud of his technical prowess, fell for the bait instantly, his vanity momentarily eclipsing his natural caution. Blindfolded, you say? 10 solo, a piece of cake. Rizzo, an utter trifle, I assure you. I mean, I don't want to brag booze, but an officer candidate school, a notoriously rigorous institution. I made you assemble them blindfolded with remarkable speed. We used to do a lot of things blindfolded in OCS, boys. Yes, a great many things, I might add. To hone our various senses and abilities. He chuckled, a sound of self-congratulation. Say a lot of words. Wait, Cog Coleman, you're right there on the tank. Now, Cog, let's start any time you want. I'm ready. The stopwatch, if you please. Executive Officer Pip. Oh, well, since you guys are so anxious to get underway, Q Quibble declared proudly, striding towards the Sea Hound's deck, where a gleaming 50 caliber machine gun was mounted. We might as well start right in. Executive Officer Pippin, the blindfold, if you please. Immediately. Now, men, this is a .50 caliber machine gun, a formidable weapon, designed for overwhelming firepower and precision defense. Now, in dismantling this baby, first of all, we disengage grip control A and B, from firing mechanism.
See?
He fumbled with the weapon. The thick, black blindfold, now securely tied around his head, plunged into darkness. Boy, that's a dangerous part, boy. It can cause serious injury if mishandled, so precision is key, even blindfolded. Pippin, suddenly anxious, clapped his hands to his mouth, sensing an impending mishap. Well, Commander, maybe I'd better start with the trigger mechanism, sir. It seems rather complex to approach blindfolded, a delicate assembler. Vinny Rizzo, quickly and covertly supplying the correct prop, handed Q an object. Men, this is a trigger. No, Commander, hold on. That's a coffee cup, sir. I think I gave you a coffee cup. I appear to have somehow misplaced the actual trigger mechanism. Commander, a temporary misplacement, I assure you. Suddenly, the unmistakable throbbing, powerful sound of a PT boat engine firing up, then a second, then a third, echoed across the water, the familiar roar growing in intensity. The Sea Hound, though Q Quibble was standing on its deck, had suddenly come to life. Well, who's that? Q Quibble mumbled, still fumbling blindly with the coffee cup, trying to ascertain the origin of the sudden noise. Just a passing boat, I presume. Pay it no mind. Men. The important thing is the systematic disassembly of this glorious piece of military hardware, regardless of extraneous background noise. Vinny Rizzo, with a triumphant wink at his confederates, who were now engaged in subtle, covert grins, called out, "You're doing great, Commander, absolutely great. Your blindfolded disassembly is a sight to behold. Thanks, Carl Coleman, for the assistance." He then quietly, with the stealth of a jungle cat, slipped off the Sea Hound's stern and onto the dock, heading for his date. Pippin, finally realizing what was happening, was suddenly he frantically began to tear at his own hair. Why don't we start with the bell? Commander, the ship's bell. It's far less likely to cause an unintended discharge, sir, and perhaps more conducive to mental clarity. But it was too late. A figure, agile as a jungle cat, leaped off the Sea Hound's stern and sprinted towards the beach where the Sultan and his daughters were currently enjoying an al fresco tea and conversation with Admiral Finchley, completely oblivious to the nautical shenanigans. It was Vinny Rizzo, his face beaming, clearly heading for his date with Princess Zahara, Vinny whispered urgently, locating her sitting a little apart from her family by a cluster of vibrant hibiscus plants. He moved with a speed and grace that belied his usual relaxed demeanor. "Hi, I'm here, Princess. You are Zahara, aren't you? My sincerest apologies for my tardiness. My love, hello, angel. Oh, you're Zahara. All right. You are a vision of radiant beauty. Come back down to the beach with me, Princess, just for a quick, exhilarating ride. I'm sure to bring you back in time for dinner. And before your esteemed father discovers your brief, adventurous, and utterly clandestine sojourn with a humble deckhand of the U.S. Navy." Princess Zahara, her eyes sparkling with anticipation, a thrill of forbidden excitement dancing within them, glanced nervously at her father, whose back was currently turned, listening intently to Admiral Finchley's tedious discourse on pineapple cultivation. "If father finds out about this, Mr. Rizzo, he will have you flayed alive, and then possibly force-fed the results to the local marine life. He is rather particular about royal decorum." "I know, Princess." Vinny grinned, taking her hand, his charm utterly irresistible. "But it's worth it, isn't it? A brief taste of freedom, a moment of exhilarating, heart-pounding adventure. A brief and utterly clandestine PT boat ride across the starlit waves." Meanwhile, Admiral Finchley, utterly oblivious to the romantic shenanigans unfolding just yards away, was still basking in the glow of the Sultan's forced conversation. He was delivering a monologue on the profound geopolitical implications of coconut harvesting. "I'm indeed flattered, Your Highness, that you and your charming daughters have accepted my humble invitation to dinner. It is our distinct pleasure to entertain such an esteemed guest and crucial ally." The Sultan, a slight, knowing smile playing on his lips, a man who saw more than he let on, replied, "It is our pleasure, Admiral Finchley. Your graciousness is only matched by your hospitality. Your slightest wish is my command, Your Highness. Is there anything else I can do for Your Highness's pleasure this evening? Perhaps another lengthy discourse on indigenous flora, Admiral?" The Sultan paused, taking a slow, deliberate sip of tea from a delicate porcelain cup. Now that you mention it, Admiral, I did particularly enjoy steering Commander Quibble's patrol torpedo boat this morning. A most exhilarating experience, Admiral, one that truly rekindled my youthful spirit and sense of adventure. Finchley, caught off guard by the unexpected compliment for Quibble, forced a thin, strained laugh. Oh, the boat you liked, Your Highness. Commander Quibble's vessel. Oh, well, maybe you'd like to take another ride before dinner. A spontaneous twilight cruise. Sir, perhaps a jaunt across the lagoon. I am certain Commander Quibble would be more than delighted to facilitate another such delightful excursion for you. Your Highness. The Sultan's eyes lit up. You do me great honor, Admiral Finchley. A magnificent gesture indeed. I accept your kind offer with alacrity. Finchley immediately turned to Finnegan O'Malley, his eyes gleaming with malicious satisfaction, unaware that Quibble's boat was currently engaged in a romantic joyride. Oh, you heard it, O'Malley? The Sultan desires another boat ride. What are you standing there for, Quartermaster? I'll get the boat. Admiral's orders. It's Commander Quibble's boat, sir. Over at the island there, if you'll excuse me, sir. I'm going to get the boat. The fastest available vessel. O'Malley. Admiral's orders. Quartermaster. Now, snap to it. Meanwhile, back on the Seahound, now drifting in the gentle current with only Q Quibble, Pip Pippin, Cog Coleman, and Spark Sterling on board. Q was nearing the end of his blindfolded machine gun assembly demonstration. He was struggling heroically. Last but not least, Q declared proudly, attaching a final, elusive piece with a grunt of effort. We locked the firing pin to the trigger mechanism. That's it. I knew I had it. That's good. It looks like meeting Japan. No, I mean like a perfectly functioning, fully assembled weapon of precision military engineering. Right, boys? The Seahound crew, who had, with a mix of dread and amusement, witnessed the vessel quietly drifting away under its own power, thanks to Cog Coleman's quiet engine executed at Vinny's instruction, exchanged nervous glances. Pip Pippin, who was still trying to untangle Q's original blindfold from his ear, spoke up, his voice tinged with the utmost caution. Well, Commander, the signal to efficiency is practice, sir. A relentless pursuit of perfection. But you haven't really taken it off yet, sir. We forgot to time you. Commander, for the sake of empirical data, let's do it once more, for the record. That's a good idea, Pippin. Yes, Q Quibble replied, still blindfolded, reveling in his perceived victory. Well, this time, I'm going to make it tougher. I'll do it backwards, Pip, an unprecedented feat of reverse engineering. It'll be a truly impressive feat of mechanical mastery. You mark my words. Just then, the ever-present field telephone began to ring again, its insistent jangle cutting through the air like a rusty saw. So, Pippin, get that, will you? Tell her whatever it is. I'm on official business, extremely official. No time for casual chit-chat or trivial distractions, Q instructed Pip. Pippin, still caught up in the intricacies of the machine gun demonstration and the removal of the blindfold, fumbled for the phone. This is Executive Officer Pippin, Commander Quibble's group. Oh, it's you, Admiral Finchley. Commander Quibble's right here. Shall I relay your message directly to his ears? Admiral. Pip clapped his hand over the receiver, his eyes widening in sudden panic as he connected the dots. What's it going to tell him, Commander? Oh, no. Is it that the Seahound seems to have gone with Deccan Rizzo? Oh. Boy, that's going to be a diplomatic incident of truly gargantuan proportions. Sir. Your previous stratagem may have backfired, sir. Q Quibble's blood ran cold. He ripped off his blindfold with a desperate, violent motion, his eyes wide with horror, as the full extent of the developing catastrophe became horrifyingly clear. Pip, don't even take that blindfold off, sir. Keep it on. Just stop the clock and continue after you hang up the phone call. Pippin. Whatever you do, do not tell Admiral Finchley that the Seahound is currently conducting an romantic, an entirely unauthorized cruise. Pippin, ever the obedient subordinate, immediately put the blindfold back on, now genuinely terrified. Hey, Admiral Finchley, sir. I'll lead you right over to the phone, sir. He then walked directly into the sturdy, polished mahogany desk, emitting a pained groan. Poor leader, Admiral. Commander Quibble. Sir, Admiral Finchley demands to speak with you. Sir, and he sounds rather agitated about the precise position and current operational status of your boat, sir. Q Quibble snatched the phone from Pip's trembling hand. Admiral Finchley, sir. Commander Q Quibble here. Everything's under control, sir. 100% efficiency across the board. We're even engaged in advanced weapons training, sir. Demonstrating the very limits of human skill, blindfolded. Ah, good. Commander Quibble, most impressive, most commendable. Now, I hear this, the Admiral, Grand Admiral Thornton, that is, wants the Sea Hound over here at the main dock right away. Immediately. Commander, the Sultan. You see, he wants to do some more steering before dinner. A delightful proposition, Commander. You are to facilitate it immediately. Commander without delay. Finchley's voice, though outwardly cheerful, was laced with an ominous undercurrent. Q Quibble's face went white. Steer it again, Admiral. The Sultan. Well, how do you like that? The Sultan wants to steer the boat again. Last time, he nearly wrecked it on the oyster beds. Admiral, his enthusiasm, while commendable, is perhaps not quite matched by his practical seamanship. Sir, it was a near catastrophe. Admiral, he desperately tried to stall, his mind racing. Admiral, I'm afraid the Sultan can't have the boat. It's not here. It's currently engaged in an urgent deep-sea exploration. What do you mean? It's not here, Commander Quibble. Finchley's voice, though still outwardly calm, was now tinged with an ominous, menacing edge that sent shivers down Q's spine. Pippin, thinking he was being helpful, quickly chimed in from behind his blindfold. Hey, Commander Quibble, Deccan Rizzo came up with a great idea. So, the Sultan can't steer the boat, Commander, because it's not here. It's not here, and it's not there. Commander, it's simply absent from its designated mooring, sir. Finchley's patience snapped. A guttural roar escaped his lips. Oh, hey, oh, wonderful, wonderful, Commander Quibble. Then it's all settled. Put Vinny Rizzo on the phone right away. Commander, I want to speak to this architect of ingenuity, this genius of logistical impossibility. Vinny Rizzo, here Admiral Finchley. Commander Quibble. Sir, Admiral Finchley demands to speak with you. He seems to think you have a rather insightful, if somewhat perplexing, contribution to this conversation. Pip practically shoved the phone into Vinny's hands, who had only just returned from depositing Princess Zahara back at the royal quarters. His face a picture of serene romantic triumph, which quickly turned to abject panic. Vinny, who had barely time to catch his breath, grabbed the phone, his face draining of all color. Oh, Admiral Finchley. Sir, and Commander Quibble here. You want the facts, sir? Well, Commander. So Vinny took the Sea Hound out for a little spin with Princess Zahara. What? Q Quibble shrieked into the phone, the sound echoing through the room. Oh, Admiral Finchley, sir. Look, I'll try to stall as long as I can, sir. But you get that boat over here, and I want that princess back in her quarters, on the double. Vinny, or else you'll face the unholy wrath of Admiral Finchley. Or else I'll personally have you scrubbing the decks with your eyelashes. Yeah, oh, there's a crew for you, Admiral Finchley. Those boys are really on the ball. A truly dedicated group of seamen, committed to diplomatic entertainment. Even at great personal risk, Q Quibble grumbled, knowing Finchley was still listening, and trying to put a positive spin on the imminent disaster. Before Admiral Finchley realizes the boat has actually been borrowed by our enthusiastic executive officer and his rogue A few minutes later, the Sultan was being escorted, rather insistently, to the main pier, a small honor guard of bewildered maintenance crew members following him. Their uniforms still pristine despite the base's general air of chaos. Admiral Finchley, his face a picture of barely concealed triumph, walked beside His Highness, utterly convinced he had won this round against Quibble. Yes, Admiral Finchley, I'm looking forward to getting back behind the wheel of Commander Quibble's magnificent PT boat. It is a truly thrilling experience, full of raw power and nautical excitement. Yes, Your Highness, that'll be fun, sir, Finchley said, forcing a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes, though his eye was twitching uncontrollably with apprehension, knowing that Q Quibble was supposed to be bringing the Sea Hound. And, sir, speaking of fun, I wonder if you'd mind taking a moment to explain this exotic gadget. Sir, I've been watching you smoking it. Is it difficult to operate for a man of refined sensibilities? Finchley gestured to the Sultan's elaborate, ornate hookah pipe, which was sitting on a nearby table, emitting a fragrant cloud of spiced tobacco smoke. It was a clear attempt to delay, buy time for the missing PT boat. The Sultan, pleased by Finchley's apparent interest, beamed, clearly enjoying the Admiral's sudden and unexpected attentiveness to his personal habits. Not at all, Admiral Finchley. It has an extra stem, as you can observe. A dual-purpose implement for communal enjoyment. Would you care to try it, Admiral? A unique pleasure. I assure you, a taste of the Azure Isles. Try it. Oh, yes. Yes, I'd love to, Your Highness, Finchley exclaimed, envisioning a diplomatic coup. I'm sure Commander Quibble would, too, wouldn't you, Commander? A rare, cultural experience. Finchley gestured for Q to step forward, knowing full well Quibble would hate it. Q Quibble, though deeply suspicious of Finchley's sudden generosity and the strange, fragrant smoke, couldn't refuse. Yeah, love it, Admiral Finchley. Love it, Your Highness. A most interesting, indeed, a truly captivating device. The aromatic bouquet is quite stimulating. Well, you first, Admiral Finchley, the Sultan offered graciously, holding out the long, ornate hose. Now, it's very simple, Admiral Finchley. All you do is inhale, slowly, deeply, from this stem. Draw the smoke into your lungs. Admiral, smoothly, Commander, the Sultan demonstrated with a languid, expert puff, exhaling a fragrant cloud. Finchley took a tentative draw from the ornate pipe, inhaling a lungful of aromaia. He coughed, a deep, resonant sound, but then, a strange, utterly inexplicable, smile began to spread across his face, his eyes taking on a dreamy, faraway look. Smooth. Yes, quite smooth indeed. A remarkably calming and invigorating experience. Truly a revelation. This exotic tobacco is quite delightful. Suddenly, the field radio in Finchley's office, which was still tuned to the emergency frequency, crackled violently to life. Bumfossil Atoll. Bumfazel Atoll. Calling the Sea Hound. Commander, come in, please. Pippin, ever the faithful radio operator, grabbed the mic, his eyes wide with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. This is the Sea Hound, Executive Officer Pippin on duty. So, receiving your transmission, over. Look, you guys. Q Quibble's frantic voice came over the line, punctuated by the faint sound of sputtering engines and the gentle lapping of waves. Princess Zahara and I are stuck out here in the middle of nowhere. We're just starting back to the base, and the engines conked out. Pip, utterly, completely. The vessel is a dead drift, subject to the capricious currents of the Coral Cascade. We are marooned. Executive Officer Pip. Yeah, well, look, Commander Quibble, Pip blurted, momentarily forgetting military decorum, in the face of escalating disaster. Conked out oy vey. That's an unmitigated disaster for Princess Zahara's reputation. Princess Zahara says her sister will cover for us. Commander Quibble. Sir, Princess Zahara has assured us that she will provide a cunningly devised alibi to the Sultan. But if the Sultan finds out about this unscheduled excursion, Commander, we're all dead. Or at least facing immediate execution for grand impropriety. So you better get going. Executive Officer Pippin, on the double, pronto, for all our sakes. Pippin immediately snapped to attention, saluting the empty radio with a flourish. Right, yes, sir. Right away, sir. Commander Quibble. So, hey, what am I saluting for? Commander Quibble. I'm in command here. Not you, sir. Executive Officer Pippin. And Commander Quibble, sir. Deccan Rizzo is currently arguing with Seaman Cog Coleman over how to start those engines. I believe one of them suggested hitting the engine block with a very large, blunt instrument, which I have advised against. Q Quibble, now hearing Finchley calling him back from his sick, shouted frantically into the radio. Now, look, Executive Officer Pippin, you tell Cog Coleman how to start those engines, immediately. I'm going to go over and talk to the Sultan's other daughters, Princess Layla and Princess Amira, and see if I can't stall them for as long as humanly possible. A delicate and demanding task of sustained conversation, over and out, and try not to make any further unplanned boat excursions. Executive Officer Pip, or the consequences will be dire for all involved. Meanwhile, Finchley was puffing contentedly on the hookah pipe, his eyes taking on an even dreamier, faraway look, his previous anxiety utterly dissipated by the aromatic smoke. Oi, you're doing fine, Admiral. Just fine. Yes. How do you like it so far? Grant Admiral. Finchley mistook the hookah's soothing effects for some mystical revelation of profound wisdom, and believed he was still conversing with Thornton. I'm enjoying it immensely. Your Highness, a most profound sense of inner calm. I wouldn't want you to miss that on your boat trip. It is my profound pleasure to make this sacrifice for you. Your Highness, I shall take this sacred smoke into my very being, for the glory of our diplomatic mission. Finchley then smiled blissfully. I can always take my own boat ride after dinner, Your Highness. Commander Quibble is more than capable of handling such an important administrative duty. I am certain he thrives on such challenges. Your Highness? Oh, that's a wonderful idea, Admiral Finchley, the Sultan said, chuckling politely, clearly enjoying the Admiral's altered and utterly bizarre state, realizing Finchley was more a source of amusement than a threat. Yes, sir. Let's make it after dinner, and then you can have just that much more time steering the boat, Admiral. You are clearly a man of hidden nautical talents, Admiral, waiting to be unleashed upon the open sea. Finchley, high on spiced tobacco, suddenly perked up, a spark of the old Finchlesque eagerness returning. Let's eat early, Your Highness. Immediately. In fact, we can eat right now, Your Highness. My stomach commands it. I'll go and get your daughters. They must be ravenous for royal sustenance. The Sultan blinked, then exchanged a perplexed glance with Finnegan O'Malley, who looked horrified. Agree. I've daughters. Admiral Finchley, it's a little too early for dinner, isn't it? My stomach clock is still attuned to the rhythm of high diplomacy and leisurely conversation, not an immediate repair. Early, sir, never. Time is of the essence. Let's eat. I'll go and get the princesses, Your Highness. My honor guard is awaiting my orders. They are exceedingly efficient at fetching princesses. Having been trained in the art of polite, yet expeditious, retrieval, Finchley declared, standing up a little unsteadily, still clutching the ornate hookah pipe, a truly bizarre sight for a naval admiral. Oh, well, why don't I go, Admiral Finchley? Finnegan quickly interjected, trying desperately to prevent another potential diplomatic catastrophe and possibly Finchley attempting to fetch the princesses personally. I'll get the princesses. And then I'll get them, Admiral. They're royal princesses. They deserve the very best in terms of timely and dignified escort, sir. That's strict royal protocol, sir, which must be adhered to at all costs. But Finchley was already out the door, moving with a surprising, albeit wobbly, speed. Princesses, sultanas, your honors, your sister, Princess Zahara, sent me to fetch you for an early repast. Her graciousness dictates. Finchley began, his voice booming with the misplaced authority of someone deeply under the influence, as he burst into the royal suite where Princess Layla and Princess Amira were waiting. The two remaining princesses, Layla and Amira, looked up in surprise from their delicate embroidery. They exchanged bewildered glances. Thank you very much, Admiral Finchley, Princess Layla said, her face a picture of polite but profound confusion. I'm sorry, Admiral Finchley, Princess Amira added, equally perplexed. Well, pardon us, Admiral, but that was a most impersonal intrusion by this miserable person. By this most miserable person indeed. Admiral, what I'm trying to say, isn't it, Admiral? Your entrance, Admiral, was most unexpected, and rather loud. But what is wrong? We heard sounds of alarm. I'm sorry to report that your sister, Princess Zahara, is in an assiduous seriation of dire trouble. Sir, something quite alarming has happened to Princess Zahara due to mechanical failure. Finchley, still under the hookah's influence, was mangling the message Q had sent him, turning it into a garbled, terrifying pronouncement. Princess Layla, alarmed by the dramatic and utterly incoherent message, rose swiftly to her feet. Please, Admiral Finchley, you know what the Sultan said. No hands. Sir, you mustn't touch us. Forget yourself. Our princesses. Tell us what you think. Tell us, please, what has actually truly happened to our sister Zahara, in clear, unambiguous terms. Finchley, still in a daze, blurted out, Well, princesses, she's not going to be here in time for dinner. She is utterly, completely, and quite humorously, unavailable for the evening repast. The Seahound's engines conked out. You see, stranded her and Commander Quibble in the middle of the sea. Princesses, a most regrettable mechanical malfunction, indeed. Oh, no. Father will be furious, Princess Amira cried, clutching her heart, her face blanching. He will have Commander Quibble boiled alive. I promise you, Admiral. And then possibly slowly simmered for an entire week, served with a garnish of betrayal. Finchley merely grinned, still in a blissful daze from the hookah. I know, princesses, he's like a furious wild chicken, isn't he? A truly enraged fowl of the jungle, a veritable tempest of feathers and fury. Just then, Q Quibble burst into the royal suite, his face a mask of escalating panic, having managed to get away from Finchley's office. Your Highness, Commander Q Quibble. Sir. Admiral Finchley. What are you doing in here, sir? My honor guard is awaiting my orders in the main hall. It's time for dinner, Admiral, not for socializing with royal personnel in their private chambers. Sorry, Commander Quibble, Princess Layla said, her face composed despite the alarming news about her sister. But we are still dressing, sir. Yes, please come back later. We must present ourselves with utmost decorum for our esteemed father, the Sultan, for this important dinner. Finchley, oblivious, insisted, well, if you don't mind, I'll just wait here. I find your needlework quite fascinating. Princesses, perhaps you can tell me more about your exquisite embroidery techniques. Q Quibble was in a desperate bind. Only 2 princesses were present, one clearly missing and stranded at sea, while the other, chemically enhanced admiral, was actively sabotaging diplomatic relations with his bizarre behavior. He had to act fast. What can we do, princesses? If only the 2 of you come to dinner, Princess Zahara will be in terrible trouble. The Sultan will be immensely displeased. I got an idea. Would the eye need your input? My own mental faculties are temporarily overwhelmed by the magnitude of this unfolding disaster. Mine never worked under such stress. Princess Amira, surprisingly calm despite the dire news, smiled. Well, Commander Quibble, what is your idea? Perhaps we can assist, Commander, with our own feminine ingenuity. Okay, please. Q Quibble quickly whispered his plan to the 2 princesses, outlining a desperate charade. Moments later, as Admiral Finchley ushered the Sultan and his daughters into the dining hall, he proudly presented the full royal entourage, beaming with greetings, Your Highness. Finchley beamed, still heavily under the hookah's sway, but trying to regain a semblance of normal command and diplomatic composure. This is a distinct pleasure to be able to escort you ladies. All right, please. All right. Careful, my dear. I mean, Your Highness, Admiral Finchley, sir. Incidentally, I'm Admiral Wally Finchley, a bastion of decorum. You understand, a pillar of proper naval conduct. The Sultan, however, was a sharp-eyed man. He counted the heads of his daughters with a subtle flick of his gaze. Commander Quibble, I distinctly counted 3 daughters. My memory serves me correctly that I embarked with only 2. What is keeping my 3rd daughter, Commander Quibble? Princess Zahara, that is. I hope there is nothing wrong, sir. Q Quibble, who was standing nervously by the entrance, suddenly felt a fresh wave of panic, his stomach lurching. He glanced at the 3rd princess, who looked suspiciously like Pip Pippin, in a badly tailored set, a ridiculously large, obviously fake wig, and a thick layer of hastily applied makeup that did little to conceal his prominent Adam's apple. Pip, for his part, was trying desperately to hide his oversized naval boots under the fabric and avoid making eye contact. Oh, I'm sure there isn't, sir. Q made a desperate dash for the door, hoping to slip away unnoticed. Oh, Admiral, I see, Finchley slurred, now heavily under the hookah's sway, believing the 3rd princess was real. Just let me explain. Your Highness, it's a truly magnificent illusion, a display of our local hospitality. This entire situation is merely a theatrical flourish, designed to impress. The United States Navy has made every arrangement for our comfort and hospitality, and now it is my turn to make an arrangement for your delight and cultural enrichment. My daughters will dance for you. Gentlemen, a traditional dance of hospitality and friendship. Q Quibble, now completely desperate, scrambled forward, trying to stop the impending disaster. But that won't be necessary, sir. Your Highness, you don't have to pay us back. We were glad to help. Truly, our pleasure. This is an unnecessary display. He was imagining the sight of Pip Pippin in a hula skirt attempting an intricate royal dance, a vision of utter, career-ending humiliation. You do not wish to see my daughters dance, Commander Quibble. The Sultan's voice was firm, almost hurt, his eyes narrowing slightly. Well, do you think they ought to dance on an empty stomach, Your Highness? Commander Quibble, my dear acting bass commander, mind your management. Do not try to contradict His Highness. Finchley interjected, remembering he was supposed to be authoritative, even in his stupor. Don't pay any attention to him, Your Highness. He has these spells every now and then. He's sort of a battle fatigue from overexertion and deep-seated anxiety. I, for one, would love to see your daughters dance. Am I right, gentlemen? Yes, sir. 1,000 times yes. Bring on the dancers. You do me great honor, Admiral Finch, the Sultan declared, beaming, clearly enjoying Finchley's peculiar endorsement. Believe me, Commander Quibble, you'd better serve dinner first, or you'll miss a most exhilarating spectacle of cultural expression. Shut up, Admiral Finchley. This is going to be a rare treat, sir, and I can hardly wait to see this display of traditional dance. Neither can I, Q muttered, then glanced at Finchley. And try some of these, Admiral. They're delicious. A true delicacy of the Azure Isles. It might calm your unique sensibilities. He shoved a piece of strange-looking, brightly colored, heavily spiced fruit into Finchley's unsuspecting hand. The princesses, including a very awkward, stiff, and visibly trembling Pip-Pip, began to perform a stately, elegant dance. Princess Layla and Princess Amira moved with graceful precision, their movements fluid and captivating. But Pip-Pippin, on the other hand, was a study in profound discomfort and flailing limbs. He stomped, he tripped, he swayed in all the wrong directions, his massive naval boots occasionally peeking out from under his sarong, ruining any illusion of delicate femininity. His fake wig kept slipping, and he clearly wished the floor would swallow him whole. Finchley, though still affected by the hookah, managed to give a polite, if somewhat slurred, "Oh, they're lovely dancers. Truly lovely, Your Highness. A most vibrant display." He squinted at Pip-Pippin, a flicker of suspicion stirring in his hazy mind. "You are most kind, Admiral." "Commander, can't you be more careful? Princess, Admiral. Your movements seem rather masculine for a delicate lady." "Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. So sorry. Very sorry. It's difficult to maintain perfect equilibrium in these highly flowing garments, sir. And the stage seems rather uneven." Pip-Pippin mumbled, accidentally stepping on his own sarong and nearly falling, struggling valiantly to keep his wig from completely departing his head. "Are you just fine, ladies? Just fine, Your Highnesses?" the Sultan asked, looking genuinely concerned at Pip-Pippin's erratic performance. "Weren't they great, gentlemen? A truly captivating performance of traditional dance and an enthusiastic movement." "Just a moment, Your Highness," Finchley suddenly shouted, a spark of complete, if belated, clarity. His eyes narrowed to angry slits, fixed on Pip-Pippin, whose wig was now perilously askew. "My daughters aren't finished yet." "No, sir. I have news for you, sir. Those are not all your daughters, Your Highness. I suspect an impostor, a trickster, a man in disguise, Your Highness." He pointed a trembling, accusing finger directly at Pip-Pippin, whose fate was now sealed. "Goodbye, girls. It's time to change," Q Quibble suddenly bellowed, lunging forward, attempting to create a desperate diversion and whisk Pip off the stage. "Here we go. Quick march, ladies. Your performance has reached its spectacular climax." The Sultan, mortified, his regal face, now contorted with outrage, completely ignoring Q's frantic efforts. "Admiral, what is the meaning of this outrageous accusation?" "Sir, one of these lovely young women is an impostor. This is an affront to my family, Admiral." Finchley, having fully emerged from his altered state, and now consumed by a righteous, incandescent outrage, roared, "Admiral, how dare you insult my discerning eye?" "Oh, I'm sorry, Your Highness. My mistake. This isn't the one. This must be the one." He lunged for Princess Amira, trying to yank off her veil, convinced she was the impostor. "Stop this madness, Admiral Finchley," the Sultan commanded, his voice trembling with fury, pulling his real daughter away from Finchley's grasping hands. "The State Department will hear of this egregious breach of diplomatic protocol and this personal assault. Admiral, your actions are Well, brother, you stop it, Admiral Finch." Q Quibble yelled, grappling desperately with Finchley, who was now randomly grabbing at the princesses, convinced he was rooting out an elaborate espionage ring. Admiral, you can't do this. This is a grave insult to our honored guests. This is a diplomatic catastrophe of unprecedented proportions. Oh, I can't I? Finchley shrieked, now utterly out of control, his eyes gleaming with a maniacal fervor. You must be the one, you phony Bolognese bunny. You're under arrest. Imposter, rogue, a male infiltrator of the highest order. He finally managed to pull Pippin's fake wig off, revealing the ensign's bewildered, makeup-smeared face in a particularly badly concealed 5 o'clock shadow. Pip looked utterly humiliated. Arrest, Pippin stammered, horrified.